As it is written, the kingdom is within us. Come together and discuss the issues within the kingdom. Speak your peace. Speak the truth. For the kingdom is at hand. Kingdom Conversations.
Peace and blessings, peace and blessings, peace and blessings to the whole house, to the kingdom of the Israelites, the kingdom of the Israelites. Peace and blessings, Father. We thank you, Father. We lift your name up and we magnify your name. We thank you once again for another time to come together and to discuss and have a conversation with your people who you chose. Books say we should pray to you, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Holy be thy name. Father, you and you alone hold the truth. Father, you and you alone hold love, and you also hold holiness. And you chose us to be a standard bearer. So we thank you for choosing us to be the standard bearer. You put the stamp of excellence on the kingdom of the Israelites. And you ran us through the ringer, and now you said, okay, enough is enough. And we thank you for having mercy on us this day and this hour. We thank you for sending first fruits, Mashiach, that first light that was called. And we thank you for the Ruach. We thank you for the work that you gave, Mashiach, on our behalf so that we could be reconciled all the way back to you without fail. And we thank you, Father. Shalom to the family. Shalom to my panel guests. And I know we got Eliashah coming on in a minute. He was in for a second, dropped off. Shalom, family. Hope you are all well. Shalom to G. Peace and blessings to you, brother. How are you doing this day?
All's well, Elder Cleo. Good to be on with you as always. All glory and honor and praise and worship to the Most High Yah tonight. Family in the chat, as always, good to see you. Grace be to each and every one of you. Great to be on tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And fam, please forgive me. The old head was on mute, running his mouth for however long he was running his mouth, and he was on mute.
That was a good 5 minutes, bro.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
Please forgive me, fam. Y'all know the old head. Get off my lawn. Anyway, it's an honor, and thank you for joining, brother Najee, and hopefully Elisha can join on. And I just want to say, like how I always say, it's an honor and a privilege to come before the family so that we can have a conversation about what we're going to be conversing about today. And I truly believe that, and I truly thank the Father for all of you, and I thank Him for the wisdom and knowledge, because without the folks in the chat, KC, Kingdom Conversations, or Salt of the Earth wouldn't be anything. But because all of you Israelites are salt of the earth, this is your home, and you're welcome. And if you're new, make sure that you hit the like button and you subscribe. And also, if you want to support us, make sure that you go to our shop, and we'll be running a commercial on that. Make sure you go to the shop. If you love us and you love the work that we do, go ahead and support. We don't ask for donations, but we do ask that you support us through the purchase of your merchandise. So it's not like you're giving me a Trinity offering, although if you do want to give me a Trinity offering, you could donate that to Edge at Yahoo and Google.com. All right. So as we normally do, I'm going to go ahead and I'll make sure that I give them something crazy so that they can't say the brother's asking for money now.
All right.
Yeah. So as we normally do, you all could have been anywhere. And let me see what's happening sports wise. Y'all know I'm a sports. I still love my people a lot. For those of you who haven't been watching sports, go ahead and turn on Major League Baseball. You could turn on Major League Basketball. You turn on football. You'll see Israelites or men of color. Not men of color. I shouldn't say that because that's a derogatory term. You'll see our people. I'll put it like that. You'll see our people rocking them beards. And then you got to ask yourself, well, why all of a sudden brothers rocking them beards? Because the awakening has shook the earth. Since the smash hit shook the earth. So y'all could have been anywhere. Could have been watching sports. You could be chasing your children around the house, getting ready to run them down, depending on where you are on the earth. But you decided to join in with us, and I really appreciate starting from the top down like how we normally do. My good brother Daniel Blackshear, peace and blessings to you. Tycee Rowland, peace and blessings to you. Hope all is well. Jason Philip McCauley, shalom to you. Peace and blessings, brother. Hope all is well. Proverbs 19:1. Better is the poor that walketh in his integrity. What's the Father's integrity? The Father's integrity is his law, statutes, and commandments. If you're walking in that, then you're walking in something. If you're not walking in that, then you're not walking in nothing. And so you might as well put the book down if you ain't going according to what he wrote and according to what he said, how Israelites should be operating. That he that is perverse in his lips and is a fool. So if you're telling the Father that his law is done away with to his face, you, sir, you, ma'am, are a fool. And I'm gonna keep moving. Stay on fire ministry. Shalom. Peace and blessings to you. Hope all is well. Before I keep going, I'm going to greet my brother that's on the panel. Brother Elisha, peace and blessings to you. How you doing, brother?
Hey, peace and blessings. It's a little technical difficulties for a second, but I'm good. All praise be to the Most High, and shalom to all the family out there. Brother Najee, Elder Cleo, always respect.
All right. Good to have you on, brother. Peace and blessings to you. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Let's keep walking it down. Smitty, peace and blessings, Smitty. Hope you are well. Stay on fire. We got you. Motor City Free Press, peace and blessings. And for those of you who are new, this is your house. We'll typically drop the link in. And those of you that are new, make sure that you holler at somebody in the chat. And those of you that have been here, you know the rules. You see somebody new or you see your fam, you better be shaloming them. You better be saying what's up to them, just like how I'm greeting everybody. You greet everybody. This is your house. We all family. Ain't no sense in you acting like you stuck up or that you scared or that you shy. You greet everybody in here. You shalom everybody in here. We got to get in the habit and get used to that. Hadassah Yah Israel. Peace and blessings, sis. Hope all is well. Stephanie M. Shalom, peace and blessings to you. Hope all is well. Michelle Y. Shalom, peace and blessings to you. Hope all is well. Hope my brother Jason Camphor, did we hit you? Oh, Jason Camphor is out there. Jason, I hope you are out there. I hope you are well. I hope everything's going well with you. Maria Yakita, shalom, peace and blessings, sis. Hope all is well with you. Smitty, we hit you. Phantom Warrior, peace and blessings. Shalom, peace and blessings to you. Hope all is well. Kira King, shalom, peace and blessings to you. Hope all is well. My good brother Yashadi, peace and blessings, brother. Hope you are well. Hope you have been well. And hope the Father has been blessing you immensely. My good brother Joe Scott, hey, shalom, brother. Peace and blessings to you. Shalom. Hope all is well. Sharon O, peace and blessings, sis. Hope all is well. Omaya Yakita. See, we got two Yakitas in here. Both of them troublemakers need to get saved. Peace and blessings to you, sis. Hope all is well. Unorthodox daughter of Zion. Peace and blessings, sis. Hope all is well. Let's see, my good brother Real Morgan. Shalom, brother. Peace and blessings to you. Hope you are well. Let's see here. A Chayot and is reading Sirach 26:1-3. Shalom Israel. I'm new to this ministry. I came across you on YouTube last week and have been binge watching your videos. I've truly been enlightened. Peace and blessing. All praise to the Father first of all for that. We thank you for joining on, and We appreciate that comment. Share this with your family and with your friends, because the first thing that you'll notice about us is that we love our people and we care about our people, and everything that we do is for our people. And hopefully we'll be able to build with our people, because that's what we're about. Designed by Daphne. Peace and blessings, says that Daphne. Hopefully you design. You let me see. You're a graphic designer. Or you design clothes, or you design something for our family, right? And so that's what I'm talking about. Sharon O, shalom, peace and blessings to you. Praise him. Shalom, peace and blessings to you. Hope you are well. Cindy Carr, shalom, sis. Hope R is well with you today. Yeah, you charge that to the old for being an old head. Stanford Irvin, shalom, peace and blessings to you. Hope you are well today, and hope the Father's been keeping you. That's my prayer for all of y'all, that the Father's blessing you immensely, because he's in the showing out season right now. Shalom, Patricia Thomas, peace and blessings to you. Hope you are well. Life interrupted. Shalom, peace and blessings to you. Hope all is well with you today. Octeria Phillips. Boy, you better slow down. You can barely see. You better slow down reading them names, boy. Shalom, peace and blessings, sis. Or I'm not sure if you're a sister or male or female, so please forgive me for that. Nature's Graffiti, peace and blessings, sis. Hope all is well with you today. Let's see here. Did we catch everybody? Anonymous, shalom. Shalom, peace and blessings to you. Hope all is well. Let's see here. All praise to that's right. All praise to the Father. We better be lifting the Father up continuously and consistently, because he's in showing out, show and prove time. I was going to say that before I interrupted myself, but the Father is showing out on your behalf. My blessing, my prayer is that he bless you all beyond your understanding, because we are in that time of Deuteronomy 30. We are living that out right now. And if you don't know what Deuteronomy 30 is, you need to go read that. And you need to commit Deuteronomy 30. Deuteronomy 28 tells you who the people is, and Deuteronomy 30 tells what's going to befall you. What's going to befall you is Deuteronomy 1 through 14. Deuteronomy 1 through 14 is what you are looking forward to. So, after having greeted everyone, I'm going to say that I would like for everyone, when you get a chance, go through the playlist. And there's a couple in particular. I mean, the whole playlist is smash hits, and I'm a little bit biased, but there's some good teachings on the playlist. I want you to go back and make sure that you go through and find Red Summer, and I want you to look at that one. That one is very, very pertinent. Matter of fact, we might even play that on a repeat, because that's very important for us today. He'll be on at some time to like he always jumps on. He'll be on. The brother has a dual duty of jumping on the good slave ship and then jumping on with us when he can. So he'll definitely be on today. Oh, you know what? I didn't read that all the way. Yeah, I I don't understand that either, sis. As long as you've been here, it's like and even jumped on the show, which is odd. And I'm gonna put the link in for everyone to join in if you want. D Nice, shalom, peace and blessings to you. So let's go ahead and get into today's show. So y'all know how I do when we have these conversations. And again, for those of you who are new, Kingdom Conversations is a little bit different than most interactions, and it's actually, under normal circumstances, a conversation between us, the panel, and our folks in the chat. So the folks in the chat are typically astute and learned Israelites, where they will drop precepts and they will have great commentary. So that's what the conversation is all about. And so typically what I will do is I'll ask a whole bunch of questions to start off. And as I'm asking those questions, I like to get feedback, and we kind of go from there. Today I happen to have a PowerPoint. It won't be death by PowerPoint, but sometimes I like to get my thoughts in order. And so what I'll do is I'll devise a PowerPoint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and we're just going to jump right into it. And we're going to start from the top. Let me get my screen share. We want that one over there. I'm going to share the audio just in case, because we are going to be jumping around and looking at some media. You guys remind me as we get ready to look at the media that we talk about fair use and we jump into fair use. So today's conversation that we're going to have, family, is going to be centered around the Black Hebrew Israelites scammed and tricked by a young Jewish genius. Now, for those of you that don't know, the term Black Hebrew Israelite is a derogatory term for us because we don't use the term Black Hebrew Israelite. We are not called no Black Hebrew Israelites. They don't call the few white Hebrew Israelites. They just say that they Israeli. And so I put that in there for a purpose. We don't go by the moniker no Black Hebrew Israelite. We just Israelites, period. End of discussion. But that was done for a reason. And without getting too much into it, let's go ahead and get into the presentation. So I'm going to go ahead and rock out. But before we start, what I like to do is I like to frame everyone's mind with a series of questions. That's right, Anonymous. That is exactly a byword. It's nothing more than that. And they always come up with categories to put us in, Black Hebrew Israelite. And you notice how closely that sounds like Black identity extremists? They do those kind of things on purpose. So, but we see them. We see you. We see you. Matter of fact, we see you. The Father done given us the answers to the test. We see your moves before you even do it. So before I get into it, I'm gonna ask a series of questions just to frame your mind and to frame your mind as we'll go forward. So the first question I have is, how did we get here? So the question is, how did we get where? Yeah, it's a question with a question. How did we get here when we get to the point whereas everybody can take advantage of us? Everybody can look at us and want to use us and misuse us and abuse us and then spit us out or either kill us or take us out after they used us up. So how do we get to that point where people can treat us this way? And then not only people can treat us this way, there's no repercussions for treating the Israelites a certain way. Second question is moral code. What moral code are these business people and everyone else operating under? Now, if you're a Jewish person, your moral code is the Talmud, right? And our moral code is the book and the books that our people wrote. The ones that were canonized, the ones that wasn't canonized, and the ones that we know to have truth in them, right? And so that's our moral code is the law, statutes, and commandments of the Father. You brothers got anything you want to add to those two questions before I move forward?
Not me, bro. We can move forward. Oh, sorry, brother Lasha.
Oh, no. I was just going to say the same thing, Elder. Quarterback that thing like you do.
Okay, I'm going to keep rocking. And if you brothers want to stop me as I'm rocking, y'all know what it is. Y'all say, hey, brother C, hold up. Shut your mouth and let me talk. All right? So let's keep going forward. Let's see here. Can you look in a mirror? Now that's a loaded question, right? Can you look in the mirror simply means that after all you've done in the run of a day, can you look in the mirror, look at yourself and say, okay, I was a fair and just person. I treated everybody with integrity. I treat everybody with respect based on my moral code. If the book is your moral code and your LSC, you're not going to have no problem with being able to look in the mirror, knowing that you treated everybody fairly. But if you treat people based on the Talmud, then that's a whole different. You're on a whole different conversation right there. Your conversation is going to be limited. So let me keep going. Who owns it anyway? Who owns what, brother C? Well, I could say who owns businesses, who owns the Empire State Building. Who owns and controls this construct is the question. And notice I'm not tricking you guys or anything like that, but I want you guys to really think about these questions. Who owns it anyway? Because the few would have you believe that they're not in control, but they talk amongst themselves that they are in control. If you say the fuse is not in control, then you're anti-Semitic. You're anti-Semi, as my brother say. But you don't own no part of this earth. You have been put in a position to do exactly the will of the Father. You have been put in your position to do his will, and now it's time for you to move out of the way. Every chance we get, we're gonna throw flame at the 1948s. We're gonna make it our mission. As a matter of fact, that should be every Israelite's mission, to throw flames at the 1948s. They know who they is. The anti-Semites. So you don't own nothing. So don't act like you're a protected class. You're a protected citizen. You're an endangered species. No, you're fitted for destruction. Pressed or oppressed, or if you look in the mirror, or if you look at yourself, you wake up in the morning, are you pressed or oppressed, or are you both? Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Are you in a position where, you know what, although we're pressed down and we're pressed and we were oppressed, that time has come to an end. So now you have to start giving your mind a lobotomy and saying to yourself, you know what? Let's pick up Deuteronomy 30 and see what that says. I'm always writing about Deuteronomy 30 every chance I get. Every chance I get. If you fulfill the promises, you fulfill the book, then if you are pressed and oppressed, then okay, we was pressed. We was oppressed. But how does that relate to the brothers now? Well, we'll get into that. How does that relate to our family now? We'll get into that too. We're going to get into all of that. Mr. Original School, peace and blessings. Aniel Coleman, peace and blessings to you, sis. Hope all is well. Let's see here. Anybody else jump in? Y'all jump in. Y'all say shalom. I will definitely greet you as we normally do. So let me keep it rocking. So these are questions you ask to yourself. Time is with you or against you. Now, I tell everybody all the time. Today is Wednesday or day 4. Stop using these wicked names and get back to the numbers that the Father gave us. Today is day 4, right? Going into day 5, and it's gonna be day 4 again, going into day 5 in less than 24 hours. What do you mean, brother? See, that means time is winding down. Time is sped up. So if you know that, fam, is time with you or against you? Time is with you if you're doing the Father's will. Time is against you if you're not doing his will. I'm going to say that again. Time is with you if you are doing the Father's will. Time is against you if you are not. Anybody know what happened here? So, you know what? I'm not sure, but I know that I had a conversation with Jabroni. He said he was locked out. So, you know, the small hats, Anonymous or somebody could have probably knocked them out the box. I don't have access to my brother Dante Fortson, but if anybody does have any information, put it up, and we'll probably have to rally around that. Rovicia White, peace and blessings, sis. Let's see here. And then the last question. Now, y'all heard me say this phrase all the time. Are you liquid? You ask yourself, are you liquid money? And I'm not going to say one way or another, because y'all already know what I believe liquid money means. And the way that a heathen looks at you when they see you, they look at you and they see you. And I'm going to say what I always say. When the heathen sees you, they see you as liquid money. And what do they think in their mind? How am I going to extract every nickel out of that person? Because I know that they are worth and are more valuable than what they realize. And they're too stupid to realize it. That's not your brother C saying that. That's a heathen saying that and thinking that as they're looking at you. Well, how can you say that, brother? See, well, they've been doing that since time immemorial. That's nothing new, right? So now you got all of these questions that I asked. Those things should be percolating in your mind, and you should answer them individually as we move forward in the presentation. So, brothers, do you want to have anything? Do you want to add to that before I move forward?
No, bro, I got nothing to add. We could get started. I mean, you know, we could go, you know, I guess I could go down the line and, you know, speak to and highlight all 7 of these, but I'll let you get into the presentation, and then then we'll pick up on that.
Okay, I appreciate that. Go ahead, Elisha. Rock.
Oh no, Elder, I was just gonna say, yeah, you can continue to quarterback that thing, and then as you bring that thing forth, I'll chime in on the good things you bring forth.
Gotcha. I appreciate that, brother. So we're gonna keep moving forward. So now let's take a look at some. Now, you guys notice I said we're book, we're Bible, and the Jewish people are Talmud. They make no bones about that they're the Talmud. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna expand the screen out so everybody can see it big. So let's take a look at some excerpts of the Talmud. And again, what we're doing is we're framing our mind right now. We're getting a mind frame. Okay, so hopefully everybody can see that. And it says, just the Jews are humans. The non-humans are no humans, but cattle. And that's coming from Kiruth 6b, page 78, Jehohamath 61. Let's read the next one. Now, these are from the Talmud. And Talmud is Babylonian, but that's a whole different conversation. The non-Jews have been created to serve the Jews as slaves. And that's from the Midrash Talpiah 225. Okay. There's a reason why I'm bringing you this, because I'm framing your mind, not programming you, but framing you where the Talmud is versus where the Bible is. Somebody get the precept where the Talmud says that Mashiach is boiling human excrement. And it hit me, it hit you why they say that, because they're still waiting on the Messiah, but they have all heaven and earth. Sexual intercourse with non-Jews is like sexual intercourse with animals. Okay, I'm not going to read where their precepts came from because I don't really care about that. The non-Jews have to be avoided even more than sick pigs. they own it. They own it. Let's see here. The birth rate of non-Jews has to be suppressed massively, and that's from the Zohar. And you would have to ask yourself, were these people in connection with Margaret Sanger and them, Bill Gates and them, Bill Gates' daddy? All those people that were, Bill Gates' daddy was a eugenicist, and so was he, which is why he has bought up most of the farmland in the snakes now. He owns a lot of it. And so knowing that, it's interesting to see this in there, because these are the same tenets that Margaret Sanger felt and thought. But we all know where she is right now. She turning on a spigot where it's heated hot. And this last one is, as you replace lost cows and donkeys, so you shall replace non-Jews. So you shall replace non-Jews, just as you replace your cattle. So when you think about the terms that the controllers have, like useless eaters and those types of things, it came from their book. But let's make no mistake about it. Christianity and white evangelicals hold these people up like they are the epitome and they are the standard, the moral standard of the earth, when they are as wicked as their father, even more so. So those excerpts from the term. So now let's look at their book from a different position. Let's look at their book from the preeminence of the Jewish people. Contrary to popular belief, there are a group of people that are interfacing with entities that actually do control and run the earth. Somebody get the precepts where it says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. I believe I saw it. I read that a few times somewhere in the book. I know that's in there. Somebody go get that precept. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Because if you're controlling and you're part of the controlling faction over the earth, then right now you have preeminence. These people right here have preeminence over the earth right now. They do, and there's no questioning them. The thing that they've been able to do, though, is that they've been able to hide, and they've been able to create and craft things that will allow them to hide and be invisible, which is amazing. They say that, and the BAI says that. Hey, brother, how you doing? Hey, peace and blessings, Jason. Hope all is well. Hope your wife is doing well, and you need to give us a report on your son. How's your son doing? Hope he's doing well. Hope the Father said what was so was so. All praise to the Father for you. It's good seeing you. I'm glad we see you here, brother. Hope all is well. Let's see. Let me put up a comment by the family. They all from the Francis Galton idea of UJ. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They're not worth a plug nickels. Son Judah, shalom, brother. Peace and blessings to you. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the preeminence of these people that say they're not in control. You run the whole banking system, and then when someone say you own the whole banking system, you say, oh, you anti-Semitic, but then at the same time you talk to your brother who run the banking system and say, let me borrow 100 million. Okay, he do this. There you go. 100 million, because money is nothing but zeros and ones anyway. So let's keep it moving. Let's talk about the preeminence of the Jewish people, the Jewish, the Make-A-Wish Foundation. But before I do that, I want to read this precept, Joel 9:21. This is the one I call from the King James Version, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The earth is given into the hands of the fused by their father Hashatan. Yes, it is. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Asking you some bomb questions. Who has the answers to the test? The Israelites. Who are the Israelites? Those that was dispersed and scattered all over the earth. Who are the Israelites? Who you think the Israelites are? The people in the chat, the brothers on the panel. Those the Israelites. Earth is given unto you, and you've been running the earth since you've been in control. Then ran the earth down to degradation, where the Father got to come and send fire to cleanse it. Hopefully, everybody could see this. I'm going to go ahead and read it. The Talmud is to the, and mind you, I got this from a website, and I don't have the link, but I can bring the link if anybody wants it. The Talmud is to this day the circulating heart's blood of the Jewish religion. Wherever laws, customs, or ceremonies we observe, whether we are Orthodox, conservative, reform, or merely spasmodic sentimentalists, we follow the Talmud, period. It is our common law. So you can get that out of your mind that these people follow the book. They're telling you right here that they 100% Talmud. And this from the Talmud, Heart's Blood of the Jewish Faith by Herman Wouk, which ran serially in the New York Herald Tribune 11/17/59, 1959. They've been telling you what's going on since 1959, and way before that they've been telling you. Let's take a look at the next. Here, go ahead, brother Elijah.
I just wanted to say this one word. I know we say the Talmud, but we actually say the correct appellation on it, which is the Babylonian Talmud. That's exactly what it really is supposed to be called. So they can separate it just to make it look like they're keeping our oral traditions or laws that the Most High gave us. But the true name of it is the Babylonian Talmud. It was an indication exactly who they're serving and what they're into.
Yes, sir. And I did mention that, and I didn't want to confuse the fam, but yeah, I did mention that early at the start that it is called the Babylonian Talmud. And to your point, that should have everybody hairs on their neck raised because of the fact that it's Babylonian. You should be asking yourself, how is it Babylonian? And then probably do a little bit of research. I'm not saying study the Talmud, the Babylonian Talmud, but just understand some of the thoughts that they have, because then you would understand why they can say that Mashiach is in hell boiling human excrement. That's from Abel. So let's continue to read. Sanhedrin 59a. To communicate anything to a goy about our religious relations will be equal to the killing of all Jews. For if the goyim knew what we teach about them, they would kill us openly. So they do all of this anti-Semitic stuff, and they're the most hateful people, some of the most hateful people on the globe. I'll probably say this. I'm gonna go on record saying that the Fuse is probably more hateful than, and to me, they no different. They white people. They're just another brand, another version. You go in there into the cereal aisle, you got Kicks, you got Corn Flakes, you got Cocoa Puffs, Cocoa Pebbles, Fruity Pebbles, you got Peanut Butter Captain Crunch, and you got Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries. You got all them different, and you got more cereals than that. You got Wheaties. You got all them cereals on the aisle, and they nothing but another garden variety white person. You done been built up by Hasatan that you more than what you really are, but you just a regular garden variety. So, and then you hide behind all the wickedness that you do. You hide behind, oh, you're anti-Semitic. But then when you behind closed doors, like how you say in your book, you want to kill everybody. Let's read this next one. Libri David 37. A Jew should and must make a false oath when the Goyim ask if our books contain anything against them. So in other words, you should tell a Goyim a lie or a Goy a lie, because and that's what they do. That's all they do. When the brother Elisha and them had them hemmed up, they were stumbling, fumbling, had no idea what to say and do. They knew what to say and do. They knew exactly what to say and do. But their thing is, hey, we better not say nothing, because we worse than the Masonic Lodge around here. With regards to banking, international banking was formulated by the Rothschild family in the 1700s. They are a Jewish family. That's correct. And they are not, their name is not Rothschild. Their name is actually, I believe, Bauer. He changed his name to Rothschild to make it sound fancy. It wasn't no Rothschild. And what did he do? What did he do? He planned with his 5 sons, sent his 5 sons all over the earth, and that's how they were able to get in control of the banking system. But you must have been praying to some wicked entity for you to do that then. Some wicked entity was messing with you, because the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Let's get to the next slide. Okay, so I'm not even reading what all that is. We beg thee, O Lord, indict thy wrath on the nations not believing in thee and not calling on thy name. And see, if they had the true name, they always say, we're not going to tell you what it is. Not that I believe that they got the true name, because I know they don't. But they do have the true name of who they God is. They have that name. And see, here's where we get it messed up. The Jewish God is not the same Elohim as ours. Just like the Christians' God is not the Elohim that spoke everything into existence. It's 3 different Elohims, and we're about to find out which one is real. And we seeing which one is real based on what's happening with the more sure word of prophecy. You seeing what's going on every day. Every day you see what's going on. So let me continue to read. The wrath on them and inflict them with thy wrath. Drive them away in thy wrath and crush them into pieces. Take away, O Lord, all bone from them. In a moment, indict all disbelievers. Destroy in a moment all foes of thy nation. Draw out with the root, disperse and ruin unworthy nations. Destroy them. Destroy them immediately in this very moment. Doesn't that sound like Psalms 109? But we're not supposed to pray Psalms 109 for our enemies. And these people make it a habit, make it a practice. Not only do they do that, they doing witchcraft and sorcery and every manner of ill thing against our people. Now, they have preeminence, which is why they believe that you are an animal, that you are a beast. They believe that they can overrun you. They can take over you. They can do all manner of wicked evil to you. Why? Because their God is the God of this earth, not the creator of this construct. 2 different things. Let's read the next one. The decisions of the Talmud are words of the living God. Jehovah himself asks the opinions of earthly rabbis when there are difficult affairs in heaven. This is from Rabbi Menachem, comments for the 5th book. Now think about that for a second. And now we're talking about the preeminence of these people, and they have a lot of nerve. So they believe, exactly. So they believe that some entity asks them and inquire of them and says, "Hey, you know what? Y'all, we got some issues up here in this realm that we in, right? You call it heaven, I'll call it a realm. So because we got issues, let's go talk to Rabbi so and so, and let's see if he can fix it for us. A human talking about he can fix something for an entity, right? How do you get from point A to point B? How do you get to that? Please help me, fam. Somebody help me. Please help me. Yeah. You know what? Hey, their father probably asking them for something, not the creator. The creator has no reason to ask any of us how to solve anything. Imagine Imagine we don't even know we we don't even know how powerful our creator is. We have no concept, only what we've been shown via the text and what we see happening with the more sure word of prophecy. We have no idea how powerful he really is, but he must be pretty awesome if he spoke this construct into existence. He said, let there be, and boom, it was. Contrary to the atheists and what they believe, this place has an intelligent design that was done by an intelligent designer. Yes, it was. So I'm gonna go on to the next one. Some of these are gonna make your head hurt. I'm gonna tell you, some of these comments are gonna make your head hurt, and it's not meant to do that. It's just meant to spur your mind to see and think how these people think and what they believe, and also more importantly that they go by the Babylonian Talmud and not the Bible. Zohar, whatever that is. I'm not reading all of that. When the Messiah comes, every Jew will have 2,800 slaves. Now think about that for a second, fam. Think about that for a second. Now, right now, let me ask you a question. Let me ask this before I go into that. Has anyone ever seen a Jewish person, a Jewish panhandler? And what I mean by that is that they really need it. Now I seen a Jewish panhandler. He was panhandling out there, and people was giving him money, but I never give a heathen money. I stopped doing that a long time ago because a heathen could put on a suit and tie, go to the thrift store, put on a suit and tie, and become CEO. Robert Downey Jr., but that's a different conversation. So I've seen this dude, and he would be collecting money, and then as soon as he done collecting, he'd go jump in the Benz and drive off. And there's countless of accounts like that online. But now these people are running the whole earth and control the whole earth and everything around it. Because according to the book, it says the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. But they're saying that when their Messiah comes, that everybody else is going to be enslaved, and each few is going to get 2,800 slaves. Y'all, brother, does somebody have something to say before I move forward?
No,
That's absolutely hilarious. Go ahead.
That is hilarious, but it just brought to mind something for me. When I was younger, I had this. I had a job at a pharmacy. I was a very young teenager. I was about 16 years old, and I was making deliveries at a pharmacy in a Jewish neighborhood. And so you all know this. What the Jewish people would do back then is, on the Sabbath, or when the Sabbath was about to occur, they would ask you to do everything for them, right? So they couldn't even press an elevator button. They couldn't push a shopping cart outside of a store or into a store, or they could do nothing. And so they asked you to do everything. And I remember, knowing some scripture back then. I did know, I was like, well, on the Sabbath, aren't even your servants supposed to get a rest? I used to think to myself, so if your servants are supposed to get a rest, why are you asking me to do what you don't believe you can actually do on this day? And even back then, it was always so backwards to me. Not just because I didn't want to do it, and back then I just thought they were absolutely silly and stupid. But that thought always rang with me, like, you're not asking me to do something for you on the Sabbath if I am your servant is not according to Torah. So I just wanted to say that real quick, because it always baffled me. Like it was still backwards. That's all I wanted to point out. Thanks, Brother Cliff.
You're welcome. Think about that for a second, though, because they know that you're not supposed to be doing nothing on the Shabbat, so it's okay for them to have you sin while they do what they're doing.
Right. And if you really think about it, too, the sin wouldn't have been mine. The sin would have been theirs, because they were asking me to do it or telling me to do it. So the sin would still have fallen on them. It just never made sense to me. Now I know why it didn't make sense to me, because it just doesn't make sense. And they aren't who they claim to be, but that's besides the point. Go ahead, Elder.
That's a cold glass of water that is being poured on the whole earth right now with this whole awakening. Family, the awakening is actually bigger than we all realize. It's bigger than what I realize. I saw some stuff today where you've got pastors now, and the pastors better be doing this with a sincere heart, that their paradigm shifting their whole congregation over to the culture of being an Israelite. But the problem is that one of the problems that's going to come in is that if you are going to take on this culture, you better be first of all taking on those laws, statutes, and commandments and living them, not just talking about them, but you got to be living them. And then after you live in them, guess what? You better be teaching others that, as opposed to how these Christian pastors were telling you that the law is done away with. Good to see you, brother. Hey, Jabroni, good to see you. Hope all is well with you. Brother Jabroni, brother Josiah Ben Yehuda said that Hebrews fear was down. And that's probably why you couldn't get in. So you can confirm if you can get in or not. Linda Siggers Bay, you somewhere in here. Shalom, sis. Hope all is well with you. Hope you're doing well. So let's keep rocking. So now we did all of that Q&A and looking at the Talmud, and basically what we've really been doing is understanding that the Talmud is their book and that they have no idea about the Bible. They don't go by the Bible at all. The Babylonian Talmud, that's their thing. So we did all that groundland work so that now we can start getting into the heart of what today's conversation was about. So I want to introduce to you the Jewish king of crypto. And that person is Sam Bankman-Fried. Now, Friedman, it looked like Fried, but if you ask him, he's going to say his name is Sam Bankman-Fried. He's a bank man, but he's a liar. He stole whatever it is that he could steal if it wasn't nailed down, but we definitely going to get into that. So he has the name of the Jewish king of crypto. So Sam Bankman-Fried had a cryptocurrency exchange called FTX. You guys could Google that if you want. F is in Frank, T is in Tom, X is in X-ray. And so he was the CEO of this crypto exchange. Now, what a crypto exchange is, it's just like it's similar to the stock exchange, but only for crypto, where you can buy and sell cryptos. And there's hundreds of crypto exchanges throughout the whole earth. There's crypto exchanges in Canada. You have a few in the snakes. You have some in South America. You have some in Russia, China, India, all over the earth. Every nation probably has a crypto exchange or two. And even the nations who have banned cryptocurrency even have exchanges. So an exchange would be where you could go and buy and sell that particular product. Now, the setup would have to be a little bit different because you would have to have crypto wallets and getting fiat into that. If they made getting fiat into it, you could either do a wire transfer to get your fiat in, or you could do actually a debit or credit transfer to get your money in. So this guy had one of the biggest crypto exchanges in on the earth, and I believe his crypto exchange was worth like 32 billion. Let's see here. Cold Fusion did a really good documentary on this FNX dude. Let's see here. Crypto exchange equal the bridge from your bank to the cryptocurrencies. That's exactly correct. That's a way for you to get your money so that you can play in that realm. And see how smart our people are. Our people are astute and already on top of what this crypto is. And this is everybody that's making points about crypto obviously know about it. And so this is going to be a good segue later. I'm going to remember all these comments because we're going to talk about this later. If you invest in crypto, get off the exchanges, get a private wallet or cold storage. Because what's going to happen is when exchange gets shut down, their assets get froze. And if you're not in cold wallet or private wallet or cold storage, that means that they get all of that. Shalom, brother Banya. How you doing, bro? What's good?
Peace and blessings, Elder. Peace and blessings, all the brothers on the panel, all the Elisha brother, Najee. Shalom, blessings, family. I'm doing great.
Blessings.
I'm doing great.
Elder Cleo.
Yes, sir.
Now I wanted to know that you see that new bill that was passed by the Biden administration.
I did. Don't go into that.
Position.
Don't go into that.
All right,
Don't
all
go
right,
into
all right.
that.
I'm gonna
I'll
leave it
let
alone.
you.
Go ahead.
Here's what I'll do. Here's what I'll do. I'm gonna let you introduce to that when we go to when we go to our PSA. I got that lined up already. I already got it lined
All right,
up.
all right. I can't wait.
got a
I can't
separate
wait to hear
slide
what
for
you
that
got to
one.
say about it.
I got a
Yeah, I
separate
can't wait to hear
slide
what
for
you got
that
to
one.
say about that.
That's in the PSA. You didn't even see the PowerPoint. You jumping me. He's jumping me ahead. But no, we gonna touch on that because Elisha, that's very, very important. And that deserves its own few minutes for us to even talk about that. So we definitely go ahead on that. So let me go ahead and move forward. So I gave you a little bit of background on this Jewish king of crypto, right? So let's take a look at his dossier right quick. So I'll call him Sam, right? And so they call him Sam, so I'm gonna call him Sam. So what I'm gonna do is, I did the wrong thing just then. Didn't want to do that. Let's see here. Let's go here. Hold on a second, fam. Let me get to where I need to get. Oh, you know what? It's in the. There it is. Hold on a second, fam. Give me a second. Give me a moment. I need to get to where I need to get to on this presentation. What I'm doing is I need to get the link up because I got a ton of links in this presentation. So give me a second. We may have even lost the presentation for a second. So let's go ahead and let's look at Sam Friedman's dossier. And we're going to go to Wikipedia to do that like we always do. So give me a minute. Before I do that, though, I do need to play fair use. So let me go ahead and run fair use right quick. And then we're gonna get to Mr. Friedman and take a look at his dossier. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. And this is a copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Okay, so now that we got that out the way, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to reshare in a second, so just give me a minute. Share screen, and we're going to share. Actually, you know what? Let me just share a window. That'll make it easier. Share that window. I'm going to say share. So hopefully everybody. So this is Sam Bankman-Fried, and he had the name Jewish Genius, and I'll show you where we got that from. It's not me trying to clown dude because I'm not trying to come at him. But this is Sam Bankman-Fried, and he's born in March 6, 1992, also known by his initials SBF. He's an American entrepreneur, investor, and former billionaire. Notice how they put that in there. Bankman-Fried was the founder and CEO of the cryptocurrency exchange FTX, trading firm in Alameda, so he's in the Bay Area. FTX experienced a crisis in late 2020, which led to the collapse in FTX native currency, FTT. Amid the crisis, Bankman-Fried announced he would wind down operations at Alameda Research and resign as CEO of FTX, which filed for bankruptcy, Chapter 11. Bankman-Fried's network peaked. Look at his net worth. Peaked at $26 billion. In October 22, he had an estimated net worth of $10 billion. However, on November 8, 2022, amid FTX's solvency crisis, his net worth was estimated to have dropped 94% in a day to $991 million, according to Bloomberg Billionaires, the largest one-day drop in the index history. By November 11, 2022, the Bloomberg Billionaires Index considered Bankman-Fried to have no material wealth. Liar. So I'm not going to read all of this, but the company was said to be worth $32 billion. So there was people involved. He had investors. He had angel investors. He had big time people. And that's where your people got caught up fooling with this dude. Your people got caught up fooling with this guy, talking about we gonna rock out with you, we gonna invest with you, we gonna be with you, we vote for you, we hope that you do what you do because we believe in you. We believe in everything that you're doing. Now, here's the question. How can you not be taken advantage of when you don't even have an idea of how power works, right? You have no idea how power works. So if you don't know how power works, power being what we call the institution of money, if you have no concept of how that works and how it works in this construct, because I believe that there's going to be a paradigm shift and how we operate righteously is going to reign supreme. There's going to come a time where we're not operating like how this construct operates. Well, we're going to be operating under truth and righteousness. And stuff is going to be done the right way versus being done the way that the heathen does it, right? So let's take more looks at Sam's dossier. Now, the king of crypto, I didn't coin that phrase for this dude. This phrase was coined by his own people. Let's take a look at that. I call him Sam the crook. I mean, just keep it simple. We don't have to be difficult about it or be strange with it. Just call him what he is. He's a crook. And we've seen this before with these people. These people have been given carte blanche, and everything that they say and do is always right and morally correct. Somebody said in the chat that he won't do no time. He probably won't do no time, but this came from the Jerusalem Post. This is from the Jerusalem Post. Sam Bankman-Fried, the rise and fall of the Jewish king of crypto. He's only 30 years old, and this is what the Jerusalem Post saying. They call him the king of crypto. How come you didn't see nothing on your major news about the king of crypto in your local area? The king of crypto. And mind you, this is November 14th. This isn't yesterday. This was a while ago. Also known as FBF, we have read that already. The profitable cryptocurrency exchange FTX, and then it all came crashing down. Mind you that it was worth $32 billion. Mind you that he took people fiat and converted it to crypto, and all the crypto that was there, all the BTC that was there is gone. BTC is Bitcoin. Sam Bankman-Fried was what's known as the king of crypto, who I don't know who named him that, because people been in crypto before Sam Friedman and probably going to be in crypto after him. And seemingly overnight, they all came crashing down along with his net worth. But who is the 30-year-old cryptocurrency? Look at how the terms that they put on the Wonder King. Now, if that had been me or you, they would have said, look at this 30-year-old demon who done stole all this money. Look at him. Out of control. You gonna trust this dude? I'm not. We got to be careful. We better be careful. We better be careful who we talking about. We linking up with. Now here's what I want to point out though. You guys can read this article if you want. I'm not going to read it, but what I am going to point to you is this. In his position, FBF made use of his assets for what he described as effective altruism, bailing out ailing digital asset firms and donating his money, including to many causes aligned with the Democrat Party. He was a heavy contributor to the Democrats. Now, over here at Salt of the Earth Productions, we don't care if you're Republican or Democrat because we don't play that game. We're not into the game of aligning ourselves with either the Republican Party or the Democrat Party, because the way that we see it is two wings to an evil, wicked bird. Point blank, period. And so this is really just going to cover more of what they were talking about as far as him personally. And you notice that they're trying to make him seem like he's a grand good guy, right? When he wicked as hell and done stole money. And we're going to get into what he did, because right now we just looking at his dossier. So I'm going to stop sharing that. And this dude he has built his own little personal empire, his own little fiefdom with $32 billion. And so you got $32 billion. What kind of fiefdom can you build, and what kind of things can you invest in? Can you imagine having access to $32 billion to do whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that your heart's desire? You can do it with impunity. Well, he could do it with impunity because he a few. You better not try to do it with impunity, Kyrie Irving, Kanye West, or Ye, huh? This man could. This dude the SBF, I'll use his acronym, he could have said that the Jews was all demons, and they would have been, okay, yeah, we already know that. Tell us something we don't know. But let Kanye West say that, or let a so-called African American, which are Israelites, say that. Donald Trump been saying all manner of whatever he want to these people, and these people ain't said boo to him. They haven't said boo to Donald Trump. Why haven't they said nothing to Donald Trump? Why is that? Have y'all ever asked that? Because you know why I believe they haven't said nothing to Donald Trump? Because Donald Trump don't give a damn about what they say, and you shouldn't either. You shouldn't care what these people say just because they think that they're in control right now. I mean, you're in control now. You can shut people down. That's not aligned with you. Now we're gonna get a little bit into where he was moving his money to, because this is all shaping the conversation around Sam Bankman-Fried, SBF. SBF was a playboy. He lived in the Bahamas. Lived in the Bahamas with 10 concubines. Sound like one of y'all relatives. I ain't gonna say who. One of y'all relatives was like that. Anyway, let me keep rocking with this, because this dude was a trip. Okay, so let's read these bullet points. Federal authorities charge FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried with using tens of millions of dollars of misappropriated customer funds to make illegal political donations to both. He was Hegelian dialectic, both Republicans and Democrats. So he was investing on both sides, betting on who could help him get his cryptocurrency up. So now we're getting into his politics. He didn't care nothing about that. We're not gonna get into his politics. We'll get into his politics next. Prosecutors said one of the reasons he made those contributions was to influence the directions of policies and laws affecting the cryptocurrency industry. He diverted so he knew how to play the game. He had his power and influence, which the same people that he had power and influence were probably his aunts and uncles and aunties, the people that he related to. He diverted customers' assets held by cryptocurrency exchange FTX to his crypto hedge fund, Alameda Research, the Securities and Exchange Commission charged in the civil complaint. A private ethics watchdog last week asked the Federal Elections Commission to investigate Bankman-Fried for his alleged admissions of donating dark money to groups linked to Republicans. So this dude was playing both sides of the fence. He was playing Republican and Democrat. And as it says right here, federal authorities on Tuesday charged FTX co-founder Sam Friedman for him and investing money, what they call dark money. So if you don't do things above board with this Republican and Democrat thing, which they do stuff behind the scenes all the time, they lying. They do stuff all the time that's not even ethical. But the thing that this dude was doing was he was taking money out the cryptocurrency exchange and putting it into his own hedge fund. That's wild right there. You putting this into your own hedge fund, like how this say right here. You out of control. He used the funds to make large political donations. Let's see here. Bankman-Fried used Alameda as his personal piggy bank for those purposes. Okay, so then they get into some more about the indictment, and I'm not reading all of that. I'm definitely not going to read all of that. Let's see here. This is a good one right here. Most of Bankman-Fried's publicly disclosed campaign contributions, which totaled nearly, look at that, $40 million in 2022 election cycle, went towards Democrat FEC records show. So he was trying to buy off the FCC, I believe that's what that is, one of these political organizations, so that they could make right with crypto and do good things with crypto. Pretty interesting. And you look at the names that being named here, it's pretty interesting. So I'm not going to read this comment. I'm going to go to the next one, and this one is going to get into where the money was really going. Because although some of the money was going to his those things, a lot of his money was going to homes in the Bahamas. I think this is the same article I had up. His politics, talk about his politics. Homes in the Bahamas, 30, 40, $50 billion homes in the Bahamas. He bought 10 homes out there, bought homes for his CEOs and CFOs and all of that stuff. So, like how that article said, this man was using your money and my money if you was invested into his spot for cryptocurrency. So, and not only for cryptocurrency, but he was investing in his own hedge fund, and then he was taking and diverting money to his own hedge fund, and then divert money that belonged to the company that people had invested in to buy his to support his lifestyle. And he was lying. One of the articles I had said that he was trying to he was gonna live on $100,000 salary. Okay, so if you're gonna live on $100,000 salary, why you buy a $40 million mansion in the Bahamas? Can somebody help me with that? Why would you do that? $40 million mansion in the Bahamas? Really? He's a kin of Bernie Madoff. Exactly. Bernie Madoff, he built them for $64 billion. This dude did half of that. And that's exactly who I thought of when I got wind of the story, when I was listening to it, because it's been on for a while now. But you won't hear it in the public media. You will not hear it in the public media. Zelensky getting that money. Zelensky gonna got all our taxpayers' money, and they spending that money on them fake feuds that's over there. Brothers, brothers got any comments to add? I need to check something on the interweb right quick. Brothers got some commentary. You could jump in while I take a look at this. I need to search something on the internet.
Yeah, these guys are what do they call, what type of lies when you consistently lie all the time?
A pathological liar.
Yeah, these guys are pathological lies, man. They lie on everything they say. Every time something come out of their mouth, it's a lie, man. Even like when you was talking about how they believe in the Talmud, how they don't reveal their beliefs and everything. There's things written in the Talmud that's against some of the stuff that they be saying too. Like I've seen this thing in the Midrash. Like they try to say Sarah, Abraham's wife, was white, but in the Midrash it say that the Most High made the sons of Shem dark. Let me see if I can. Let's see if I can pull it up.
Be pathological, like how you say, and pathological and habitual, both.
Habitual, yeah, habitual, pathological, habitual. Like that, like you ever had them people you walk up to and they just got a lie for some reason. Like they got a lie to kick it every time you see them.
How many lies can you tell in a minute?
Check this out. Right, so this guy talked that one Jewish guy that we was talking about yesterday, or was it yesterday or the day before? Might have been the day before. But check this out. This is in their own literature. It says Noah brought his sons and his grandsons. Can y'all see the screen?
Yeah, we see it good, bro.
Yeah, we can see it, bro.
So it says Noah brought his sons and his grandsons, and he blessed them with their several settlements, and he gave them as an inheritance all the earth. He especially blessed Shem and his sons, making them dark but comely. And he gave them the habitable earth. He blessed Ham and his sons, making them dark like the raven. So they want to act like, us being Israelites and us being of a dark hue is just out of the question, and then sit there and lie talking about Sarah was a white woman when their own literature says that Shem was dark. Their own literature says that. These guys are habitual liars, man, and they'll lie just to hide anything that would tell any similitude of the truth. They'll lie to keep that from being exposed, to keep the truth from coming out.
Elder Banya, this is the thing that it's not confusing when you're dealing with liars, but it just makes you want to ponder the question. So I'm gonna ask y'all to ponder it with me. What makes a Jewish person Jewish is the mother. The mother is supposed to dictate the tribe of the Jewish child. So if the mother is Jewish, then the child is Jewish. So the mother, supposedly, according to Jewish reckoning, she can lay with a Chinese man, the child is Jewish. She can lay with a so-called African man, the child is Jewish. She can lay with an Indian man, the child is Jewish, and so forth and so on. The child is Jewish. So this is what I don't understand. Why are we talking to Jewish men, period, when it's the mother who dictates who the tribe is or who the nation is? Why are
Word.
we dealing with the men at all? Shouldn't we be
Mm-hmm.
talking to their women? Aren't they the only ones who aren't they the progenitors? What are we talking to these dudes with the top hats and the trench coats for? Why are we talking to Rothenstein and the rest of them stock market robbers and IRS flunkies? You know, we should be looking for their women. Oddly enough, you never see a Jewish woman. She's somewhere in the back scenes, uh, telling each person who's Jewish and who's not Jewish.
Hmm.
So I mean, that's a curious question to me that they claim to uphold the Torah, and I would dare anybody to find anywhere where you even by mistake think that the female dictates the nation of the child. You know, if you was to go into Leviticus, I think the 22nd and 23rd chapter, the sister coming out of Mitzrayim who had a child with the Egyptian. Number one, they called her an Israelite Tish woman. And they made a distinction, the scriptures makes a distinction about the son and said that he was the son of an Egyptian. Now she's Israelite, but the father of that child was an Egyptian, and that son was distinctly known as the son of an Egyptian. So where do these fools and these dens of confusions in these Jewish synagogues get that the mother is the progenitor of the nation? And why are we even talking to these guys, man? We should be looking for their women, and then we can probably get somewhere.
But that's the thing, though, bro. You don't even have to get deep into it to understand where the nations are coming from. Every nation is named after the man. Shem, a man. Israel, a man. Ham, a man. Esau, a man. Japheth, a man. No matter what nation you're looking at, as far as that Bible is concerned, it's named after a man. So that right there tells you where the progeny comes from, or what the progeny, what's dictating the progeny. You know,
Right? I mean, we know that. You know, everybody in the natural world knows that. Hell, even Christianity, have some understanding of that. But what I don't understand is how they came up with this, and then they say that they observe the Torah, that they observe the Tanakh. How is it that they say that we are in error somehow, in some way, in the way we follow, when everything that they do is a complete blasphemous, abomination?
you know,
Their
I,
observance makes no sense according to the Torah.
I believe they say that. I believe they're lying, but I believe they're doing that to keep their origin shrouded in mystery. To try to have people trying to run around and try to figure out who they are, but we already know who they are. They Esau, according to prophecy. That's who they are. They're the ones who laid open the book of the law. When we laid over the book of the law, we seen those were the ones who sought to paint their images in our book. Because who do we see with the images that's coming out with Mashiach looking white, that's coming out with Moses looking white, that's coming out with Samson looking white, right? These are the people that sought to paint their images in our book through their whitewashing. They're the same people. They're Esau. They spoiled their seed. The one that threw away his birthright. And then we have Israelites trying to say it don't matter who we are, and you're doing the same thing that Esau did. You disregarding your heritage. You disregarding your promises, your blessings. You saying that the Most High surnaming our forefather Israel was nothing. It didn't mean anything. It wasn't meant for a birth people. It was some type of spiritual thing where it didn't have any physical implications.
You brothers got anything to add to that? That's some
No,
some interesting commentary. Go ahead, brother.
now I was just thinking, just to add a little bit. I think one of the things that they do, especially with the Talmud, is that they say it's oral tradition passed down from the Most High. So they make it as if it is as important to us as the law should be. And as we know, the law was taken away from us. The law was taken away from Israel. That was certainly part of our punishment. But if you can make the Talmud just as important as the law, and every rabbi, you go into any Jewish community, you learn what these rabbis learn or how they learn. Every rabbi learns the Talmud, right? It's just as important as the Torah, as where our laws come from. If you can make that just as important, you could do anything. You could say anything. You could say that women are the progenitors and still have men in charge. I mean, you could be all confused, all backwards, all topsy-turvy, and then still tell us we are not the people. We have no claim to that bloodline. So the Talmud, I think, helps them do a lot of things.
It helps them to
That's what,
add and take away. It
absolutely.
helps them to add to the scriptures, take away when they feel like it. That's what I'm
Mhm.
saying. Like the Most High tie their tongues in knots, and their contradictions are so heavy they can only say what they say against us on a 2 or 3 minute video when they by themselves. Most High has done them a favor that they don't say these things when we're face to face and get torn to shreds and get ran out their land by the neighboring countries after they see that video. So it's better that they operate this way because they
Mhm.
sure are adding to and taking away. All these old traditions that they got is no different than the Catholic Church saying that the Pope gets messages from God. Now homosexuality can run rampant inside the church. No different than the Muslims and they hadith saying that, hey, you got to wipe your behind with the left hand. These things that they add to what's supposed to be the commandments of the Most High, and they impose them upon men, they impose them upon women, and say that these things are from the Most High when they're just traditions of men all the way around, whether you're in Islam, Christianity with the Catholic Church, and these blasphemous cats over in the land that's running around with trench coats and top hats.
The black hats or the small hats or whatever y'all call them. They look
The
sick.
Undertakers.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
Here's what we
Shalom,
gonna do.
I gotta bounce, man. Shalom and
Oh,
blessings,
okay.
man.
Hey, be well, brother. You take care. All right. Be safe out there.
You too.
Shalom, bro.
Okay, so we're gonna do a brief public service announcement, and after we do that, then we go get into what Elisha jumped me on. So if you guys want to support the channel, the way that you can support the channel is go out and spending some money on some merchandise. So I'm gonna go ahead and run this commercial, and we're gonna get back into it. So again, if you want to support us, if you want to support the channel, go to sotepp.com and purchase some merchandise. And we specialize in awesome graphic design and great high quality merch, not the cheap stuff. Some of the brothers and sisters who have purchased can definitely attest to that. And I will say that on top of that, we are expanding and growing and moving into a lot of different directions. And without giving too much away, hopefully, because everything we do is for our family, you all that's in the chat, hopefully we'll be able to grow so that we're also all growing together and not just a handful of brothers and sisters. It wouldn't do me any good if I had a private jet or if I had cheat codes and everybody in the chat and the whole Salt of the Earth family, which that's all of Israel. The same that I want for myself, I desire for all of you. So now we're going to get into the next slide. And the next slide, I believe, talks about we're going to have a break in the action. So that break in the action has more to do with what Elias Shaw was bringing. And so Elias Shaw, I'm going to just put the screen up. And this is going to be something that's interesting for everybody, even for us here that's listening and watching in. So take a look and read the title of that. Brother Elisha, I'm hoping that this is what you were alluding to earlier. Am I correct in saying that or incorrect?
Well, actually, that's not exactly what I was alluding to. Was that? But I'm interested to see where you're going with it. But it actually was something else regarding. So I guess I'll touch on that one after you take this thing where you're going with it.
Okay, so then this will be really brief. This is going to be real brief. Biden establishes government task force to combat anti-Semitism. President Biden will ask a task force to coordinate government efforts to address anti-Semitism and other forms of religious bigotry, the White House said Monday in the wake of the rise of anti-Semitic rhetoric. From who? From high-profile public figures, aka Israelites, aka so-called African Americans, aka so-called Negroes. So y'all done fired up the whole earth. And I always tell y'all the greatest, y'all the number one smash hit on the earth. But y'all got the earth whole fired up that now they got to have a commission. They got to have a commission to so that you can stop saying what you're saying. So that means that anytime you say something that they say anti-Semitic, and here's the key right here. Here's the key. This strategy will raise understanding about anti-Semitism and the threat it poses to the Jewish community and all Americans. Address anti-Semitic harassment and abuse both online and offline. So this show right here will probably be anti-Semitic, and they'll probably say, well, that guy C on Salt of the Earth Productions, he said some anti-Semitic things, and the way that he was saying it was really, really mean. And so we're going to deem it anti-Semitic, and we want you to take their channel down. Because, God damn it, they're anti-Semitic. There's no place for that on the earth. There's no place for us being treated this way because they're going to wind up hurting us. Ain't no so-called African American, no so-called Israelite even think about harming y'all. Y'all better be on the lookout for the Father torching y'all ass. You better be looking out for him. Don't look out for me. I'm not thinking about you. I'm thinking about building something with my family. I'm not thinking about doing nothing to you because you're not that important to me like that. And so they're gonna do all of this. You're gonna see some gyrations. Look at this though. The group first order of business will be to formulate a national strategy to counter anti-Semitism. They done jumped out the window from Kyrie, Hebrews to Negroes, Yay, and all y'all talking about online and YouTube that y'all the people of the book. They done jumped out the window on y'all. Y'all need to give the Father a hand because he playing 3D chess with these people. These people playing tiddlywinks. They completely jumped out the window. They got to do a task force. Mind you, that they still haven't did the anti-crime bill, hate bill for the so-called African Americans. They ain't did nothing for the Israelites to protect them. The whole thing with terroristic threats against Israelites online on Twitter has jumped 1 million fold. And nobody's saying nothing about that. When you look at the crime statistics, and we're going to bring this out next week, when you look at the crime statistics between what has happened to the Israelites and what has happened to everybody else, if you have 5,000 instances of Israelite hatred being displayed, you'll probably have 60 for the Asians, and the Asians get a crime bill. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Bro, you had something else that you wanted to go into? Go ahead and rock that.
Nah, just, also just parrot what you just brought out. Is that it is interesting that you can literally have nobody actually directly saying anything against these Jewish people, and here we go with the anti-Semitic crime bill. Here we go with the protection of the Jewish people. And I'm gonna tell you why they're doing that is because, or why they don't have a anti so-called African American crime bills, because a lot of their hate speech and rhetoric is actually by white people or so-called Edomites. So they're not going to put any law into place that's going to affect their people predominantly. But actually, what I was going to bring out was that Biden signed a bill and is endorsed by the IRS making any transaction over $600, you have to file a 1099 through Venmo and Cash App. Now, this wasn't going on before, you know. So a lot of people that run small businesses, you run any type of small business where you might have a transaction or you exceed over $600 through your small business. Now you have to file a 1099, and those transactions where you was getting through the cracks with Cash App and Venmo, where you were getting your money and was able to have some type of passive income that was outside of your whatever your other gross was and net incomes. Now they're going to be taxed. Now the IRS is going to force you to actually lodge those payments, and that's a big deal for a lot of people who make money outside of their employment. People who have small businesses, that's a big deal. Matter of fact, there you go, right there. You got that thing.
Yeah, I'd heard about this, and I first thing I thought about is, okay, so they don't like the fact that the Israelites can move and groove with them being with a little bit of cover and impunity.
Absolutely.
So now they want to hit it. Mind you, fam, make no mistake about it. When they make these laws and when they be talking about doing something, the target is always you. Make no mistake about it. The target is
Absolutely.
always you. Go ahead, bro. Rock that.
No. I was just gonna say absolutely. You got a lot of people that's running around on Etsy, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace. A lot of people is making homemade custom goods. A lot of people that's buying and selling goods. I include myself in that. So, now you talk about making $600 transaction, and now you go from Etsy or whatever platform you're selling on, taking whatever percentage they take. And if you're not producing your product, which none of us actually producing, and even you're making t-shirts, you're paying those costs. Now the rest is taxed by the government. And I mean, it's almost not even worth doing for a lot of companies. They're going to put a lot of small businesses out of business. They're going to put a lot of people straight into a recession. And I think that's what they're going to. So we should be encouraged that this is actually going to cause a major problem within the infrastructure of this country. A major problem. A lot of
Yes, sir.
people are going to be.
Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying a lot of people are going to be affected by this. And I mean, just even people who don't run businesses. They literally are not taxing only things that you sell at a loss, which is just like some devil stuff for your behind. You're not going to tax me on something that I'm taking a loss on. But God forbid I make a profit of $1, you're taxing that whole thing. And that's a big thing for you to go to the store, buy a Xbox or cell phone, get taxed 100 and something dollars on that transaction, fall into hard times, and then we go to sell that thing, and they re-tax you on that product, tax the buyer as well, and you pretty much you done lost any ability to make any type of profit, and that's what's going on now. And this stuff started about 5-6 years ago when they started to tax things online sales. So yeah, I mean, it's just something that brothers and sisters need to be aware of. That Cash App and Venmo is going to start sending you 1099s if you exceed $600 of sales starting next year, and you're gonna have to report all of that.
Yeah. So having said that, if I think about this, and if they really care, if this nation really cared about its populace, they wouldn't be tightening the clamps so on the 99% that probably own 1% of the wealth. What they should be clamping down on is that 0.1% that owns 99% of the wealth, because they squeeze the blood from a turnip. It's a lot of heathens that are in dire straits right now, and it's the will of the Father. It's His will be done on what they did to the Israelites, and we're seeing that. We're seeing this transition, and so when I see stuff like this, happening, the way that I think about it is the way that my sister right here thinks about it. She always come with a good word, which is why I'm always putting her words up. They can pass whatever they want. They cannot change what the Most High has ordained. The Most High has ordained that we become the head. If it's prophetic that we become the head, we should start thinking like the head. Now, this is going to have an impact on somebody, But the Father's going to make it a way so that whatever we are going to do, okay, we'll do your 1099K, whatever that is. But now He's going to bless us above and beyond what we even thought we was going to get blessed, from the simple fact that they making all of these rules and regulations to prevent Israelites from prospering, or attempting to prevent Israelites from prospering, because they know their kingdom is done. That's why they're making up all these crazy rules. Let's see. You're gonna have to move. Gonna have to move. They can't go. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Now, I was just going to say there are tons of people right now, and when I say people, I mean all types of people right now who are struggling, like with these inflated prices all over the place. When they put this into action, right? They don't realize what they're doing. This is going to backfire. I believe it's being put into action for our people, but this is going to backfire on them, and it's going to hurt a lot of people, and they're going to see some sort of uprisings from all types of people, from all walks of life, who aren't part of that 1%. I also just wanted to take it back just a little bit of what you were talking about before with the anti-Semitism, bill. I just want to remind everybody that they did the exact same thing with Asians a couple years ago, and I rest my case.
Exactly. They gave them folks the anti-Asian bill, and if you look at the numbers, and I got the stats, because I was that's going to be part of KC next week. I'm gonna weave that in. But if you look at the hatred, you look at the hate statistics. I believe their numbers was like 200 or 300. The fuse wasn't even listed, so that means that they didn't even register. Ours was like a few thousand. So we still public enemy number one. But somebody go get the precept, say that he said you would be hated of all nations. Why? For my name's sake. Who is hated among all nations wherever they are? I bet the downtrodden in Brazil are brothers that went through transatlantic that's over there right now. I bet they like, man, we the downtrodden. Why do they hate us so? They hate you so because you his chosen people. You were chosen out of the earth. And so because of that, they hate you. Books say, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. Does the book say that? Okay, so we got trolls in here now. We got the trolly trolls coming through. I'm going to try to block them right click. Block that user. Sorry, fam, y'all have to be exposed to this, but every time we come on, they come on. This is the precept I call Matthew 24:9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted. We've been delivered up to be afflicted since 70 AD. This ain't a newfound phenomenon for us. We ain't been a nation in a minute. Dry bones standing up, that's been a long time. We've been afflicted. We've been delivered up. And shall kill you. They've been killing us. Transatlantic was a heinous act. You tossing people overboard, people jumping overboard because they don't want to go with you. They're not trying to be with you. They don't speak your language. You putting them in chains. They've been killing us since then. And they got it on record. They got it on record what they did to us in Spain. They weren't killing their own people. They was killing our people. And ye shall be hated of all nations. Why? Why? You have to ask yourself a question, how everybody can come over here to the snakes and bubble up and be prosperous. And as smart as we are, we done built this construct that came up with all the inventions, and we can't prosper. There's something happening. There's something in the air. Must be something in the water they drink. Somebody had a song that had that lyric in there. I ain't gonna say who. Must be something in the air. That's a proverb in the Bible. That's a proverb when you look at them people and say, okay, don't be like a kata. You go here, don't go there. Don't do a kata. You hang out with a kata no good. A kata dope dealer. You don't hang with a kata. A kata means wildcat in their language. And it's funny how they can come over here and bubble and then spit on you too. Spit in your face. Learn to prosper without money. That's right. And see, that's the thing. We don't need anybody. We don't need anybody. We just need a handful of Israelites that's committed. and they put in the work. So now I'm gonna get back to it. I'm gonna get back to the presentation. Let's see. Let me share my screen. We did the public service announcement, which was cool. We went into what my brother wanted to go into, which was even better. And then we hit up on what Biden is doing. See, Biden is a wicked so and so. Why do you say that, brother? See, because Biden talk about if you're not black, you wouldn't vote for me. Okay, so them people voted for him, and then he ain't did nothing for you. I'll tell you one thing that Biden did though. He did this for the black people. He did this for both. He let Brittany Griner go. Anyway, I'm not even gonna go into that. I believe that where it is. I believe that's exactly where it is. Exactly where it is. Point blank. Go ahead, bro. You got something to rock on that?
Nah, I'm just laughing at you, man. That's
Hey, man, what else Biden did for real, man? Biden did nothing for you, and Biden said he wasn't gonna do nothing for you. You know what I'm saying? At least Gavin Newsom in California say, y'all better move to California. He said he gonna give every African American $200,000. Gavin Newsom trying to run the checks to the Israelites. Y'all better move to California just for a month. Move to California a month and move back out. All right, let's get back into it. We done had our breaking the action. We did our public service announcement. So now, back to your regularly scheduled programming. And this is programming not to program you, but to give you some edification so that we can pass this on to the family. So now, we saw Sam, SBF, the Jewish crook, Bernie Madoff nephew. We saw him. So now, let's talk about the Israelites that got caught up with Sam. Because surely there's a punchline in here for our family. So who got caught up with Sam? Which one of our people got caught up with this Sam character? Because if we start looking at that, then we should get an idea of, okay, yeah, our family was caught up, fam. They was caught up. Now, why was our family caught up? Because we chasing the nickels and the shekels, and we trying to build with people that we shouldn't be building with. We aligned ourselves with those that we shouldn't be aligned with. And we're going to get into that too. We're going to touch on that. But let's take a look at this article. FTX bankruptcy embroils its sports celeb investors. This ain't nothing new. Books ain't nothing new under the sun. So let's see. Professional athlete companies have ties to the failed crypto exchange. And there's an odd twist in this one. So now they talk about Tom Brady, Gisele Bündchen, David Ortiz may now find themselves passengers aboard a sinking ship. That's only part of it. That's not even a punchline. Okay, so you done invested in this thing, put your money in this thing, put your friends' money in this thing, but now they done filed for Chapter 11. So let's look at some of the people who invested in it. Let's take a quick look at them. Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen. Okay, I don't care nothing about these two because they not my people. Okay, Tom Brady cheated the Raiders out of their first NFL champ. Not their first. He got his first Super Bowl by cheating the Raiders. So I don't care about Tom Brady like that. Nor do I care about his wife. And on top of that,
the Tuck rule.
Yeah, the Tuck rule. That's right. That's right. How you go? They called upstairs and say, we want the Patriots because it's a patriotic American team. We want them to win. Somebody made the phone call, and they've been rocking out like that ever since. Let's look at some of these people. Trevor Lawrence. 2 years in the NFL. He invested in it. But let's go back though. I want to piece something about them. They were like major spokespeople in this, and they invested a lot of money, and they were going to be responsible for environmental and social initiatives, right? And look at what their title was: FTX shareholder and global ambassador, right? Trevor Lawrence, he invested money in a Jacksonville quarterback. He's a decent ball player. Look at this though, Steph Curry. Steph Curry invested in here. Steph Curry was, look at what his title was. Global ambassador and a partner for marketing and philanthropic initiatives. Okay. FTX started a long-term partnership with the NBA champion and said that Curry would receive an equity stake in FTX. Okay. Curry's Foundation Eat, Learn, and Play will partner with FTX on charitable initiatives, and FTX helped facilitate Curry's first ever NFT drop. For those of you that don't know what NFTs is, it's called a non-fungible token. And what that is basically a piece of art that's being moved and changed on the blockchain. In other words, you own it on the blockchain, you control it forever and ever and ever until either you lose your wallet or you pass it to someone and you own the rights to it. The Splash Brothers also starred in an FTX ad earlier. We can click on that link and look at it. Naomi Osaka. Now, Naomi Osaka is, you could tell by her look, her mom's Japanese and her dad, I believe, is African, right? And so she was taken for a ride. She was a shareholder and an ambassador. Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal was a ambassador and also a shareholder, and he did videos promoting it. Shohan Ohtani. I don't care about Shohan Ohtani like that. David Ortiz. David Ortiz is more than likely an Israelite because of where he comes from. He's from Dominica, and I will say that those people have a good chance of being our people. Udonis Haslem from the Snakes, that's our people. Miami Heat, if you remember Udonis Haslem, you remember Big Papi, played for the Boston Red Sox. So now you got these men and women caught up behind your foolishness of an exchange where you was running it as a fiefdom and you was controlling it. You was controlling the billions of dollars going in, buying yourself a $40 billion home on the Bahamas and buying your homies $40 billion, billions and billions of dollars homes on the Bahamas.
Elder, just to throw something in there with you, you know, a lot of the brothers, you know, like Jay-Z was actually Jay-Z and a couple other celebrities were doing NFT courses. They were paying for people to learn about the NFTs or even cryptocurrency. Well, anyway, after people lost all that money, some of those celebrities are actually in danger of being sued, particularly Steph Curry and Serena Williams. I seen an article the other day. There's some of them that encourage people to invest their money, and some of these gargantuan losses within the crypto industry are actually have a chance to be sued because of the role they played in moving people to even buy into it. So I don't know if that was always, you know, those Jewish snakes' intention was to get a lot of our so-called celebrity brothers and sisters in a position where they would start to endorse those things and then pull the rug out of the industry. That way they would carry the bag.
Well, and we definitely gonna cover that too. That's actually part of the presentation. But when you think about it, I would have to say yes, that's the case. I would say yes, that's the case because here's why. Right now, they're looking to go at, and I believe it's somewhere in this presentation, but they're looking to sue Steph Curry and everybody that was pushing. There's lawsuits out, class action lawsuits out now for all of those people that we just saw and then some. There's class action lawsuits that say, hey, you know what? You was involved with pushing this product and you was telling me to invest and I believed you because I believe what you were saying to be true and it wasn't and you was a liar. So guess what? Bam, we gonna sue you. And so that's exactly what's happening. And that's part of the punchline because not only are you getting sued, but now you the face of this debacle. Ain't nobody talking about Sam. They talk about Shaq and they talk about all the Israelites, making them the face and saying, okay, yeah, it was you that did it. You the one that made me invest in. You the one that made me invest into these things. But now let me stop sharing my screen because I'm having some difficulty. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and I'm gonna go to another link and then I'm gonna bring it back up. But now there's an ancillary group of people that been hurt too, because now you've made, not you, they have made the people who have the most to benefit from this, not only the fall guy, and they taking the eyes away from Sam. Now you're going to also impact the crypto industry because of this debacle. Crypto has lost its value, but if you know anything about crypto was going to go down anyway because crypto is a controlled demolition. Crypto is controlled by all of these exchanges are tightly coupled to each other, and it's controlled to go up, controlled to go down. And right now it's on a down cycle. I've been telling people for the last couple of years that it's going to go down. It's going to get to probably about, I'm going to guess, somewhere between 12 and 8,000. Once it hits that, it's not going to return back down. They stepping it down. What they do is every few years, there's a trend. They step it up. They let it rock up. They plateau it, flatline it, and then they slowly start stepping it down, stepping it down, stepping it down, stepping it down, stepping it down. They get all of Joe Lunchbucket's money. That's the common man, and that's their term for the common man, Joe Lunchbucket. And then what they'll do is after they got your money and they crash it, then what do? They launch it back up again. Then they let it flatten out, go up a little bit, and then they'll start walking it back down. Because everybody gets into the FOMO where they want to have it, can't have it, need it. Now, this last cycle of down, I believe, just based on my own analysis, that this is going to be the last cycle of down. Then it's going to shoot to, and this is just my opinion. I'm not giving financial advice. I'm not nobody's financial advisor. And so now, and I believe it's going to rock out and rise and never come down again. So that's just me shooting off the hip. Okay, so let's take a look at something, fam. Ponzi scheme, exactly. It's exactly what it was. But the crazy part is Israelites get left holding the bag. So now let's take a look at this. We talk about the NFT slump, and we talk about what we talked about NFTs. And look who got hit hard. Now, this first dude, I don't care about him because he was on record as saying, if you look at his that one video where he talk about he wanted to kill niggers and he wanted to shoot niggers, and then you still got Negroes kissing his tailbone. I don't care nothing about this bastard right here. I don't care nothing about him. Trust and believe that. I'm concerned about this brother right here, Michael Jordan, among celebrities impacted by the NFT slump amid FTX's collapse. So look at Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan loses over 90%. Look at that. 90%. Former NBA star Michael Jordan is the latest victim, as the basketball legend's 6 Rings NFT collection had lost more than half of its value by mid-November. He released his own NFT collection in March 2022 with 5,000 NFTs available to buy. The collection was launched on the Solana-based platform Air and Magic Eden. So now he done lost 92% of that. And who knows how much he done lost in terms of money, in terms of actual assets, actual tangible. Now we can get into some of this stuff. Tom Brady faces lawsuit. Look at that. They about ready to get sued. Tom Brady and them getting sued. I got articles where, and we can pull them up, Steph getting ready to get sued. They done made you to face the loss and failure behind what Sam did. Imagine that. Somebody's trying to sue Steph Curry, Shaq, Udonis Haslam, Big Papi, and somebody said that the sister Osaka, her dad is Haitian. He if he is Haitian, there's a good chance that he's Israel. But that's a whole nother conversation. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen so that we can get back to the presentation. So you saw who was hurt behind this. Now, here's what most people don't understand and what most people don't realize. When you talk about cryptocurrency is available to everyone on the planet. Everyone on the planet can invest in it and partake in it. And it doesn't take a lot of insight and intel to jump into it. And they've made it available to where you can get your money on these exchanges, right? But there was a group of people that was really, really, even outside of the big money people, the people that were really, really hurt behind this was really the people who have the most to really gain from it, and then ultimately the most to lose. Now, the question is, who do you think that might be? The people that was hurt the most. And that's the question. So I'm gonna go ahead and get back to the presentation. I'm gonna share my screen, and then I'm gonna ask the question: who was hurt the most? Because clearly we know that the top end, so-called our people were hurt pretty bad. They lost millions, but I'm gonna tell you who was hurt the most. And asking the question, who was hurt the most? The common Israelite that invests in crypto was hurt the most. Because here's why: a lot of our people are in crypto. A lot of our people know what's going on with crypto. A lot of our people have been playing that game for years. Whether you day trade it, whether you swing trade it, whether you arbitrage it, whether you used to could arbitrage it, buy from an exchange in China or India, and then of course in the American and the Canadian exchanges, the stuff will move more. You can move that asset that you bought over there and then sell it over here and then make a profit. And so if you Phantom Warrior, if you heard Binance was going down, Binance fall will be bigger than FTX's. I can guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. The Israelites was hurt the worst. My brother Shalom, good peace and blessings to you. That's right, the Israelites, because we have invested in that, and we've known about this for years now. I'm not new to the crypto game. I've been dabbling in it for a minute. None of my assets are in it now. Because I know where it's going. It's a controlled demolition. It's a controlled demolition to get to I said Joe Lunch Bucket. It's a controlled demolition to catch the Israelite to sleeping toys with their hand in the cookie jar. Because make no mistake about it, the banks and everybody else have been investing in crypto and crypto technology since the advent of crypto. They'll lie and tell you on TV that crypto, this, that, and the third, all the while they behind the scenes investing in it. Proven. That's a proven thing. I'm not just neck talking. See, my sister here said, I did a little bit of Bitcoin, came up in 2020, but when I saw it failing, I pulled all the way out. Good job. Good job. Don't be getting emotionally attached to these things. Do not get emotionally attached to any asset or anything. There's only one thing that we should be getting attached to. We should only be getting attached to his Father through his word, and he will give us guidance and direction on how we should be moving this hour. Our guidance and direction is going to come from him. And how you know you're going to be getting the right guidance from him is that if you're doing what his will is for yourself and for your life. Well, brother C, how do you do that? Well, first of all, you better start with the 10. And then you better get them others, like how the brother be teaching on Saturday. You better understand them other ones and get them other ones under your belt too. What you mean by start with the 10? You better understand what those 10s are and knowing that them 10 is nothing but Mashiach himself. First and foremost, those 10 is him. The 10 is him. He say he come, get that precept where he say he come in the full volume of the book. The volume of the book is the written word. He came to do the Father's will. So if he came to do the Father's will, so what does that mean to you? It means that you better be doing what the Father told you to do individually, but you better be undergirding that with LSC. LSC should be your foundations and pinnings. That's what you should be building your house on. Y'all got an order right there. Put that on the shirt. Start with the 10. Somebody gonna do that. Somebody listening that can make that happen. Your brother C can't make that. Somebody listening that can make that happen. I'm gonna keep moving. Move forward, not backward. So now, here's a question. Now, this is a question for the fam and the brothers on the panel. Is taking advantage of Israelites new? Is this a new thing? Did they just now started doing this? Taking advantage of Israelites and making them the fall person for whatever ails them or for whatever heinous act they do. They make you the fall person. I mean, we can go on and on about the brothers that's incarcerated right now. I got a brother on the panel right now that did time for no reason. They can't even come up with a legit reason why they locked the brother up. Took time out of his life. We're under grace, brother. See, he kept the law so we could sin. Okay, Rio. Rio, I ain't gonna mess with you because I know you got 20-inch guns, but I will say this, bro. Somebody get the precept where it say where them people, there are some people that was in the book of Revelations. Somebody made a comment in that book. I believe it's either Revelation 12, Revelation 14 and 12, or 12 and 14. I believe it's 14 12. That's the one I'm calling. Where it say it was two things that those people had. What two things that they have? One of the requirements that they had what? They had what? They kept they kept the Father's words, which was LSC. And then what else did they have? They have faith in Mashiach. So how you gonna get around that? And that's a future prophecy. How you gonna get around Revelation 14 and 12? Here's the patience of the saints. The saints is those Israelites. It's not the Christian church. Christian church is the broad gate. Go look up the broad gate, and that's where you'll find it. Here's the patience of the saints. Here are they. He talking to somebody that he looking at right now, that he's saying this to them. He's speaking directly to these individuals. Here is their patience. What they've been waiting on. What they have inside of them that keeps them going. What does it say here? Here are they that keep the what? Keep the commandments of the Father. Okay. Christianity, how you gonna get around this? Snakes, Osteen, Bible answer man, how you gonna get around this? Bible answer man giving you the wrong answer to the test. How you gonna get around that? Keep the commandments of the Father. And what? And the faith of Mashiach. That's the gospel. Right there.
Elder Cleo is funny. Like right now, it ain't funny, but you got a lot of people right now, and I know it got to be addressed, that have actually stopped believing in the Mashiach, which has seemed to be, way more, that doctrine is circulating more and more and more, as if brothers can represent themselves for the thousands of years of sins that they didn't prepare a sacrifice for. You got brothers out there that's not having faith and belief that the Mashiach came, and they don't even know the law that they claim to uphold. So, you got a lot of people out there right now, and I don't know where it's coming from. I mean, I guess it's going along with everything else that's pouring down, that's contrary to the word. But that definitely need to be addressed at some point.
Yeah, and you have a whole faction of what we call Torah only, where they believe that Mashiach is not, but that's their belief. We don't rock out like that, obviously. But yeah, there's something that spirit is prevalent of the earth. That's an what I call anti-Mashiach spirit. That at some point we'll probably have to address that. But yeah, we need to make sure that we line up with what the books say when it comes to Mashiach, when it comes to Revelation 14 and 12. We line up with that. Revelation 22 and 14, KJV. Blessed are they that do his commandments. Wait a minute. Who's his commandments? Who is his? It's saying you blessed if you do the commandments, but somebody telling you that the commandments is done away with. How do you do that, fam? How can somebody legitimately tell you, okay, so did the Father change? This is what he established for us as a people. This is why that we're in the condition that we're in. And see, this is the problem with Christianity. They cannot explain to you why the so-called African Americans, the so-called blacks, got in the condition that they're in. How did we get in this condition? We're a brilliant people on the earth. How did we get in this condition? Can they tell you that? Can any religion tell you that? No. Can any people tell you that? No. There's only one people that can tell you your condition, and that's the Israelites. Period. I don't want to hear the Bible answer man telling me nothing about the book. I don't want to hear no Chinese man telling me nothing about the book. I don't want to hear no Jewish man telling me nothing about the book. I want to hear what an Israelite say. TD Jakes, you not operating your corner? Sit your monkey behind down. Creflo Dollar, your mouth need to be stopped. You ain't got no business picking up the book if you ain't picking up your culture and you ain't telling people, do what the Father say. Do what he told you to do. You talking about you love him, but you're not doing what he's saying. And then you go listen to some man telling you not to do what he say, and we done already vindicated Paul. Paul was a law keeper, taught from the book. He quoting everything from the book. Verbatim. Don't lie on Paul. Stop lying on him. Anyway, let's keep going because now I'm fired up now. I'm sorry. I was doing all that good and wasn't yelling at y'all not now time. I was doing good. So now this was a trick question. And the answer is of course not. Of course not. It's not new. We done seen this. We done seen them move like this before. But here's the crazy part, though. Here's what's not being considered. And I want you guys to think about this because we're going to go into this. Because when we talk about, of course not, we say, what's the answer? So now let's take a look at these. Where have we seen this before? Well, there's been plenty of high-profile Israelites that have been accused of, that have had money stolen from them or been accused of heinous acts that have been famous. And we're going to take a look at a few of them. I got links. We got some links here. Of course, we're not going to read all of them, but we're going to go into some of them. Because here's the thing. These people look at you and they say, okay, it's okay for us to steal from these people because they're stupid, they're ignorant, they're this, they're that, whatever superlatives you can come up with or distinctions that you could say. But it's not right for you to be to be doing us the way that you've been doing our people. So let's take a look at some of these. We're going to just rock through them real quick. We're not going to spend a lot of time on them. Former financial advisor sentenced to 33 months in prison for stealing more than $1 million from the clients. Only got 33 months. 33 months. This dude, Brian J. Orod. Who was he stealing from? Mike Tyson, Glenn Rice, NBA. You think he did any time? Notice this is from the District of Columbia. This is their site. All right. So there you have another lawyer or financial advisor stealing from our people. Let's look at another one. This one again comes from the State Department. Self-styled financial advisor ordered to prison after defrauding professional athletes out of millions. A woman, and make no mistake about it, they come in all sizes, and male or female. A woman claiming to be a financial advisor and money manager has received that statutory maximum for defrauding former NBA players Travis Best, Dennis Rodman, NFL football players Ricky Williams, Lex Hilliard out of millions. Millions of dollars. Peggy Jones. Google Peggy Jones. That's her. Peggy Jones. Bilking them.
Hey, brother
Stealing
Cleo.
from them. Go ahead, bro. Rock that.
Look up in that second paragraph there. She got 120-month prison sentence. And the one you mentioned before got, what was that, 33 months?
33 months.
Okay. So it's not just that the prison sentence is low. Actually, how much of that time are they going to actually serve? Because, you could get sentenced to 5 years in prison and you could only serve 2 years. So how much time are these people actually going to serve for robbing these people?
Yo, bro. When I was down in the Bing, I used to show these. I had bought the 2021 almanac, and I was showing these brothers how the statistics done on who commits the majority of violent crimes or any type of crime in this country and who gets arrested for was mainly Esau. Esau actually commits more crimes. He actually gets arrested for those crimes at a
Mhm.
bigger scope than so-called brothers in this country. But this is the caveat. When it came to do the statistics on the numbers, well, who was going to prison?
Mm.
So-called blacks was outnumbering white people 6, 7 to 1. If you add Latinos to it, was almost 8 to 1. So it was
Mm.
8 to 1 when it came to who got sent to prison. So where was the glitch in the matrix at? A lot of times these heathens is not getting sentenced to prison. They're getting drug court. There at some point before you can go to prison for these crimes, there are people that the state's attorney is dropping the indictment, all these things. But when it comes to black people, they're going full kilter on you. They taking you through the whole process. So even though statistically white people commit more crimes, and I'm talking about across the board, no matter what we're talking about, when it comes time to adjudicate these people judicially, take them through the process of going before juries and convict them of crimes, they're not going to prison. At some point, they're letting them go. But our people, they sending them right up the road, right up the river. And I used to show brothers this when I was down, and a lot of brothers was amazed at it, that almost 6 and 7 to 1, we were going to prison at that high clip. So when you talk about uh, this white collar crime, what do they call it? White collar crime is a blue collar crime, bro, Elder Cleo. I think it's white collar crime.
This is
They
white
not
collar
getting
crime.
they not
Mhm.
getting no time for that. None of
Mhm.
these people is in the Bing when you're in there. None of these people are there. You know, so a lot of times they might get convicted, but they're doing house arrest. Look at the dude Chrisley. I know he stole some money somewhere. He done misappropriated funds somewhere, but you don't see him or his wife in prison right now. That remains to be seen. But a lot of these white collar crime heathens, they got too many favors out there. They got too many connections. They not never seen the inside of them prisons. They sitting at home with a lifetime subscription to Netflix and Amazon Prime,
Mhm.
and that's how they doing their time.
Mhm.
Indeed, 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 indeed. And Yaakov 12 Yehuda. These preachers better have their millstones ready. These preachers got Hamashiach, Peter, John fighting against Paul. This teaching is confusion. That's right. Say that. Say that. And see, this is what when you ask them these questions, they run from this. The broad gate got the son going against Peter, fighting against John, who going against Paul. Total confusion. You got a whole $45,000, 45,000 different denominational mess. Is what you got on your hands when you got Christianity. Let's keep looking at some of these things that these and most of these people is fused. Y'all do know that, right? These financial advisors, most of the people's agents is fused. And so you wonder why brothers be going bankrupt. Lawyers sentenced to 5 years for scamming Barkley and others. Okay, and Condoleezza Rice. A lawyer convicted of swindling NBA star Charles Barkley and using the name of former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice to bolster an investment scam was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Okay. Prosecutor had sought a prison sentence of 17 and a half years for Watkins and 6.5 years for his son, Donald Watkins Jr. Is this the crook? This is the crook right here.
Is he one of them ish people? He look like
He one of them.
one of them semi-ish people.
Yeah, he one of them. You could Google him and he'll come up as one of them. Let's keep going because there's and I just grabbed a few of them, fam. I don't even have to go through all of them. Y'all looking at the page. Tim Duncan's attorneys say NBA legend aimed to keep former advisor from bilking others. So his attorney was bilking him. His attorney was stealing and profiting. And he say this: the vertical that Duncan never wanted the publicity of the case, but only wanted to prevent Charles Banks, the thief, from allegedly profiting off others. Liquid money. They look at you and what they want to do. They see you coming. They want to take everything from you. They want to take everything from you. Why? Why don't you get off your monkey behind and go earn it? Why you got to be trying to steal from somebody else? You can make money. You can make money if you want to. Athletes hire him when they think they've been swindled. So if you've been taken and stolen from, then you run to this dude and hire this dude. But it's been a lot of athletes that's been taken.
Well, you
Carlson
know who's
says that
stealing?
over.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
Go ahead, man.
Oh,
Go
no,
ahead.
no. I was just going to say, you know who's stealing more money than anybody? A lot of them white women and marry our people to get into them industries. Whether it be through divorce or just staying in them marriages, they stealing more money than anybody.
Well, that's for the Negro who makes a dumb move like that. If you dumb enough to make a dumb move like that, then that's all you. And I mean, I tell you, you making a dumb mistake if you do that. You making a dumb mistake. Check this out. Carlson says that over the past half decade, he has represented more than 30 athletes, such as United. There go this name again. They keep getting Udonis Haslam. Keep getting him. Asante Samuel. And this dude represents when he trying to get their money back or get them put back on the right path, because these people been getting stolen from. Last year alone, former Wizards center Kwame Brown accused his advisor of siphoning off $17.4 million. Retired NBA player Kevin Garnett sues his advisor for $11 pilfering $77 million. We talked about Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman, Ricky Williams, and two other athletes received the advisor for Dennis Rodman and Ricky Williams and two others, retired athletes, received a 10-year federal prison sentence for pocketing nearly $6 million. They ain't been bilking these brothers left and right, getting them. Let's go on another. We got two more, then we go 2 or 3 more. We got to hit them all, because there's so many of them. It's like, wow, how they do that? Vince Young, they were stealing from Vince Young. Y'all remember Vince Young? He played for the Titans. Buffalo quarterback Vince Young claims he's missing millions of dollars, and a new lawsuit says his former agent and financial advisor took the money. Okay, we ain't got to keep reading, because his former agent. So most of these people's agents, most of their attorneys be the fuse. Black, you need to be careful of who you aligning yourself and who you mixing up with. I've been telling y'all that. Be careful of who you mixing with, who you talking about you going into business with, talking about who you building with. You only need yourself, the Father, and know somebody close to you that understand how you want to rock out. And then you build your circle in from around you. Ex-Orange County financial advisor who stole from athletes gets prison. You know what that's a one. Received a 37-month sentence in order to pay $18 million restitution. Now, if you only got to pay $18 million restitution, how much you steal? Look how much they say he sold. $30 million from these people. $30 million. We got one more. I think I got one more article. Then we can move on from this, because we got a pattern here. We got a pattern. Liquid money, steal from them people. Steal from them. The alien NFL players and the lawyers, they say, swindled them. That's all you've been doing is been stealing from our people. And you think the Father don't got a running account of all of this stuff? Matter of fact, I'm gonna stop sharing now. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen on this part, because I'm tired. I'm actually tired of reading it. So let's keep moving forward in the presentation, because these people have a track record of stealing. Now let's take a look at something. Let's take a look at some major thought takeaways from what we've seen. Now here's what a lot of us have been educated through media, is that a lot of our people have lost not because they were dumb or stupid, but because we have given others too much control. We have given other people the signing rights to checks, to control our accounts. Our accountants control our accounts. They sign the checks, they pay the checks, make sure that the stuff is being paid for, the bills are being taken care of. You may have had $1 billion in your account, and then all of a sudden now you got 50 cents. Well, how did that happen? So it's not because the athletes was dumb or stupid. No, they lawyers, their agents, their financial advisors, all conspired to get their money out from under. And most of those people were the fews, point blank. Now, when you give somebody control, this much control, what do? Like the bottom line says, this gives them the ability to kill, steal, and to destroy. Point blank. But they are brothers. No, they not. You right about that. That's exactly who they are. Exactly who they are. And to answer this question, no, they not. No, they not. No, they not. I don't have no connection with them. No connection with them. No connection to the heathen or to the pagan. I don't care how many Jesus Christ you say, how many hallelujahs you say. I'm not connected to you. We have never been connected to them. They know that we have a different Elohim than them. They've been telling us that all of this time. That's why the churches is so segregated. Black so-called Christians who are nigger, and here's what I wanted to say. Those of you who Israelites who still hold on to Christianity, you a niggerlite. Yo, old head said that. You a niggerlite. Get out of Christianity. Slam the door on that mess and don't turn back to it. Till you get turned into a pillar of salt like somebody's wife. That's somewhere in the book. Somebody's wife got turned into a pillar of salt. She looked back. If you turn your back on that broad gate, do not look back. Turn your back on it. Messing with that foolishness. Telling you to go against what the Father say. Have our people, well, yeah, their brothers were stupid because they spent all their money. They didn't invest their money, and they didn't did that. No, them people were stealing from these brothers all of this time. And I didn't get no play. Somebody's wife turned into a pillar of salt. Now let's get back to it.
His last wife turned into a pillar. So let me grab that up, Elder.
No, it's out there. It's out there. I knew it. I already put it up. I knew it was Lot's wife, but I already put it up. The fam know where it's at. The fam know exactly where it's at. Here's some questions though. Let's get into these questions. Look here. Here's some questions for you, fam. Because we did shows about planning. We did shows about how you should operate your mind. If you talk about doing something, doing the will of the Father, more than likely it's going to be something that you love. The will of the Father gave you love. He gave you those things that you love to do. So now we should be making these questions personal. Learn from the mistakes that our brothers and sisters made, and don't repeat them. You don't have nobody giving them signing rights over to your bank accounts. I don't care if he's the financial check wizard. He could be the greatest accountant on the globe. You don't give him financial access. Oprah said that with her wicked ass. She ain't giving nobody signing rights. She's signing the checks. But she locked up with Osteen, so that's a different conversation. Should you be cautious with who you build with? You should be cautious of who you build with. You better be talking to the Father if you talk about building something with somebody. Make sure that you equally yoked. What does that mean to be equally yoked? You're talking about you building something. I don't think it mean what you think it mean, but you better be seeking his counsel if you talk about you doing something that you love, you doing his will, and he put it in you to do. I'm not gonna go and build with Feinstein and them, or Goldstein, or Epstein, or Rothstein. Probably gonna build with somebody named Najid, or maybe somebody named Banya, or maybe that cat named Elisha. How about that sister named Maria Yakita, or Phantom Warrior? Noble Protocol, Nature's Graffiti. How about Kiara King? How about Up Next? Praise him. Mr. The Original School. Rio Morgan. Noble Protocol. Ya'Equab 12 Yehuda. Praise him. That's who I need to be building up and rocking out with this hour. That's who I need to be building with, my people. He said, gather thyself together, O nation not desired. That's written somewhere in some book I done read somewhere. Somebody put that precept in there. I done read that somewhere. Gather thyself, O nation not desired. Who was he talking about? What time was he talking about? The brothers investing in that Sam dude. You could take that same a little piece of that, invest in these young Israelites that's got these great ideas, and you would have made 1,000,000 times your money. Who controls what? We asked that earlier. You need to make sure who controls what, who's doing what. You don't get nobody control over your checkbook. Talking about he got signing rights. You better get out of there with that. You ain't got signing rights. The signing rights need to be on the ones that's making the money, not the ones who watching over the money. Then you go to sleep. Next day you wake up, you got nothing in the bank. It done demean got us running around here looking like, got these heathens talking about, oh yeah, black people are dumb. Look at all these athletes that demand all this money. They done go bankrupt. I got a guy at work telling me that Mayweather fighting because he need money. No, Mayweather fighting because he's smart and they know they gonna give him 50 million for fighting 1 or 2 rounds on somebody that he gonna beat the hell out of. It's not because he need money. That man's a billionaire and a smart one too. When it comes to getting that fiat. Who controls what? You make this personal, fam, to what you build. You make this personal to what the Father got you building this hour. And I ain't came at y'all yet. It's coming though. Y'all know I owe y'all come at. And I ain't even gonna go there. You make this personal. Did you do your due diligence when you did your investment? Did you do your due diligence on what you're planning? Did you do your due diligence in crypto and saw that it was a good thing and that you would invest in it and then pull out like my sister T said she was going to do? Did you do your due diligence? Did you do your due diligence on those you rocking out with? What's their track record? What they about? Do they love the Father? Do they love his word? His word is his laws, which is the light that he called. The same thing. We already proved that. The written word, the spoken word is the living word. The word that died for the Israelites, who he say he came for. Did you do your due diligence on Mashiach? For those of you who say he's not who he say he is. Those of you who not, did you do your due diligence? Because you can find him in what you call the Old Testament. He in there. Did you do your due diligence? Because if you had, you would know that there's certain people that you shouldn't be messing with. You shouldn't be messing with those fews when you talk about doing business. Be very careful. If you're going to deal with him, you better have 4 lawyers. You better have you a few lawyer up front, and then you better have you an African-American, Israelite lawyer behind that, and then behind him, you better have another to check on that few who did the first check. Ain't nothing happen. And here's why you do want a few lawyer on your team, just as a sanity check, because they speak the same language that the mother few speak. Do you trust them? Hell no. I don't trust a few afar. I don't know. Black hat, white hat, small hat, kufi. What's them little fake beanies that them and the Pope wear? I don't trust none of y'all. Got it on record. But now, if we weigh the balances and we have a deal that's going to be beneficial for me and the family, then we will consider it. But it ain't going to be no deal where you give me 1 cent royalties on something that make $1 bazillion and now I only get 1 cent. Off of each sale that you done sold for $50, I get 1 cent. Well, that's not equitable. We done already answered the question who you should be building. You should already know who you should be building what. That shouldn't even be a question. This day, if he say come gather they self, O nation not desire, that should tell you who you should be building what. If you gathering yourself together, what are you gathering yourself? Why is he calling you to gather yourself to do? He called you to gather yourself to be standing around looking at each other. And that's something that G that I talked about. We had that conversation. G and I had that conversation. What you gonna do when you're in the wilderness? What you gonna do? What you gonna be doing? That's a whole show in and of itself. But we're not gonna need computers. We're not gonna need technology. We're not gonna need nothing. Okay, if you're not gonna need nothing, then what you gonna be doing then? You know who you should be building with. If I'm a rock out, I'm a rock out with the people in the chat, and I'm also rock out with my brothers and sisters. Point blank. What you should be building, well, that's between you and the Father. Whatever He gave you to build. You know right now, everybody in the chat know right now what the Father done gave them to build, what to bring to the earth for the benefit of the Israelites, the benefit of the kingdom. You already know what that is. I don't have to tell you because I don't know what it is for you. Israelites need to get off their rump, get in the habit of listening to the Father. Quit procrastinating, brother C. Brother C, how about you do the will of the Father? Doing the will of the Father is what He told you to do. What He put in your heart to do. Isn't that doing His will? Doing His will? I can't tell you what you should be doing, but you should know what your office is. I don't have to tell you what your office is. You already know what your office is. And I'm not going to get in your lane. But if I can help you, I will help. And no, we ain't saying nothing over the YouTube streets. None of that, because we don't get down like that. How you should be built. Notice there's a common theme in here. And I ain't came at y'all yet, but y'all know I owe y'all come at. Y'all know I owe y'all come at. How you should be built. What should build off your foundation. Father done put the love in you. What you love, the things you love is what you should be building. It's that simple. Where does love come from? From Him. He put that love in you. That's why you love the things that you love. So then you're supposed to be doing that for the kingdom, doing that for your people. Bringing those things to bear. Operating in your office, not operating in Brother C's office. Not operating in Brother Elisha's office. Or Brother Najid's. Or Brother Banya's. You operate in an office that the Father gave you that's totally different from mine. What's your base? What's your base? What you're standing on. If you're standing on Christianity, you're going to wash out. I saw somewhere where somebody put a precept up. They was talking about the commandments of our Elohim and faith in Mashiach. Well, that's a pretty good base right there because they both the same thing. That's an awesome base right there. That's your foundation. Can't go wrong with that sound foundation. That's how you should be building righteousness. That's the punchline. You all know why you should be building. I tell y'all all the time, it's all hands on deck for Israel. Time is going by so fast. You're going to look up 24 hours later. We're going to be back here Wednesday again, and we're going to be going at somebody again. Yep. Every chance we get, we're going to light the fuse up. We're going to light them up. This one ain't going to be completely on down, though, because we need to get back on the heathen head a little bit. But at the same time, what's the common theme of this slide right here? The common theme is what my sister said, build. That's the common theme. Brother C, always get back to that. He always on our head. Yup. Why is that? Because that's his office probably to be doing that. Maybe that's his office. To be sweating y'all about what y'all doing. Is y'all doing the Father's will? He always fussing at us about building. Yep. Always on our head. So in closing, fam, what's the moral of the story? What's the moral of what we just saw? What is it? Brother C, you just did this whole PowerPoint, and you've been known to do a PowerPoint every now and again. And what's the moral to the story? What is it? Is there a moral to the story? Maybe we just blew 2.5 hours of your time. But prayerfully, this will resonate with someone's. But the moral of the story is if we focus on the Father and we make his law, statutes, and commandments a priority and we live according to them, he is going to direct our path. He is going to give us the information and the intel where we're not failing. Because we have paradigm shifting time, fam. The paradigm shift is right before you. It's not by accident that time is going by so fast. It's not by accident that things are happening on the earth. You all know what the prophecies are, and we have the more sure word. You all know what they are. The moral of the story is we need to be about our Father's business, just like our Mashiach was. That's what we need to be doing. So, brother C, how do you be about your Father's business? Well, what did the Father put in you to do? That's his business. It ain't my business. I would encourage all of you Israelites. I would encourage you, whatever the Father has put in your heart, the love that he's put in your heart, the things that you love, that you cultivate them and that you seek him. And then you seek out other individuals that have like minds, that operate in their office so that you can build. Not for this construct. This construct is over with. You all need to be forward thinking enough to know that. And if you're forward thinking enough to know that, then you know what happens next. We get our shot. It's our turn. Like they always, who they say, we got next. Well, okay, so take next. Take the kingdom. The kingdom is within you. Somewhere the book say the kingdom is within you. And then some books say that you're going to take the kingdom. That's in some book somewhere. I don't know what book that is. I don't remember. That's almost like a paradox. Let me see some of these comments and then I'm going to sign out. Never trust the you wish. Yep. Never, ever trust them. If you gotta make a wish foundation lawyer, you better have another lawyer, and you probably better be trying to bone up and study, doing Google just so that you can combat the foolishness that they gonna do. Sam Cooke. This ain't nothing new. Books say there's nothing new under the sun. What these people been doing, they've been doing this for time immemorial. There it is. That's the one I called. I thought I knew it was somewhere in that book. I read this precept somewhere. Neither shall they say low here or low there. So you looking around for the kingdom. We looking around, looking for the wilderness, looking around. But what the book say? The kingdom of the Father is within you. You already got the kingdom. I talk about this all the time because it's a favorite subject. This is one of my favorites right here. You already got the kingdom, and you don't even know. The kingdom ain't no building. It ain't no location. It is and it isn't. Don't people make up a kingdom? Them same people, them dry bones that rose up, gonna be the same ones that take the kingdom. Take what's already inside of you. Huh? I'm gonna read this one too. These bombs. Hey, it's in there a couple of places. Have I read this before? This might be a new one. Let me see. Daniel 7:18. But the saints of the Father, the saints of the Most High, his people, them Israelites, but the Israelites of the Most High shall take the kingdom. This is a future prophecy right here. And possess the kingdom forever, ever, forever, and ever. That's a long time. That's a long time right there. So, fam, I'm done with the presentation. And again, I thank you for listening to me rant and rave. Hopefully, you were able to get something out of it. And hopefully, the Father spur your unction to do his will and to get busy for the kingdom. If the book say the kingdom is within you, then what you gonna bring forth? Brothers, Brother Najee, what say you, bro?
All right, Brother Cleo. I wanna go to a few scriptures real quick, and you don't have to go there and put them
Let's
on the
do that.
screen.
Put them on if you want to.
No, it's quite all right because I'm gonna go through them real quick. These are scripts that the family is very, very familiar with. Just gonna kind of answer some of the questions that you asked during this presentation about the reason why we are here. We all know Deuteronomy 28. Just gonna read verse 20 real quick. And the Most High shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke in all that thou settest thy hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. And this is the original reason what our ancestors did, and their sin against the Most High, turning to idols and turning away from him. And part of what we're seeing now is that punishment. Everything that we put our hands to, everything that we try, all that money we put into that crypto, man, being swallowed up, everything that we do, the heathen, they come in and they take it from us. Now, I'm gonna go to Zechariah real quick. And again, you don't have to go there. Just read this real quick. Zechariah chapter 1.
Let me interrupt you for a second, bro. Let me interrupt you if I may. Take your time, man. Don't rush. Take your time with this, bro. Take your time.
Yeah. I mean, this is solid. I'm just saying it like this because this is nothing we haven't heard before. And this is actually what you just went through. Zechariah chapter 1, verse 15. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen, that they are at ease. And this is the kicker right here. For I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. Therefore, thus saith the Most High, I am returned to Jerusalem with mercies. My house shall be built in it, saith the Most High of hosts, and a line shall be stretched forth upon Jerusalem. Our Messiah, the Most High, has forgiven us. We know about the 400-year prophecy. We know that time is up. We know it's time for us to turn back to the Most High and receive all of his blessings so that we can come out of this place. And part of what we're seeing is these curses being now turned on the heathen. This is promise. This is prophecy. And I just want to end, of course, with what we all know and love. Second Chronicles, chapter 7, verse 14. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. And this is the answer to it all. This is how we build with one another. We first turn back to the Most High. We receive the blessings given to us by the Messiah, and we heal our land as we come together, love each other, and build together. Thank you, Brother Cleo, for this Kingdom Conversations tonight. As always, it's great to be on with you, Elder, and Elder Elisha. Great to be on with you also. Thank you, family in the chat. Till next time.
Hey, that was awesome word. That was awesome precept. You know how when you hear a man of the Most High speak, man of the Father speak, your hair stand up on the back of your neck. Only thing I'm back in the background on mute saying, all praise to the Father, hallelujah. Thank you for that word, brother. Brother Elisha, what say you, brother?
Always edified by your words, and always inspired by the fire that you bring. All relevant information that was given to the people, and we shared in this moment together like the Most High always brings us together. I'd like to say all praise the Most High and peace and blessings to all the Israelite family out there, both the brothers and the sisters. And peace and blessings to you, Elder Cleo, and our brother Najee. Always good to hear how you bring the things that you bring in, Elder Cleo. Always well delivered.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, family. And I appreciate the family in the chat. You brothers and sisters, go in peace. And may the Father bless you and enrich your lives and just open up your mind that you are the next superpower that's going to be running the earth. Peace and blessings. And this has been another Salt of the Earth production. I don't have to tell you, y'all already know what it is. Y'all know y'all need to get saved.